going, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. Yeah, we Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry for spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it. We Ric Flairing on it, flaring on it.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Ric Flairing on them. Ric Flairing on them. Ric Flairing on them. Ric Flairing, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's backpack, capital one. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man, A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap, if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? Listen, it's a happy Friday night. You know what I'm saying? 'Twas the night of Friday. Listen, you know, when it's a Friday, we gonna mellow it out. You know what I'm saying? I got the vibes in the back. You feel me? We just chilling. We gonna have a nice little conversation. You know what I'm saying? We just chilling and talking on this Friday night evening, okay? 'Twas the night. But this is what we want to talk about. We got a few topics. We got a few topics I'm gonna get into today. Definitely want to get you guys' opinion. Let me get these call lines open ASAP.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
I hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday night. If you got some kids playing football, I hope they're doing well. Hope they won their games. All right, somebody got to lose, but I hope yours did. So listen, we're gonna get to some few things, but before I get into these topics, I gotta tell y'all about a new show that I'm debuting tomorrow on HBCU exclusively. All right, exclusively on HBCU League Pass. All right, it's called HBCU Live. All right, HBCU Live is going. We're doing a pilot version. Let me just say this very clear. We're doing a pilot version of a all-black college game day. We will be live from Atlanta, from the Morehouse and Savannah State game. All right, it's going to be me, BJ Jones, Kofi Hemingway. We got a whole panel. We got it shot up. We're going to set it up nice. It's from 11 until, I believe, 1 to 1:15. All right, it is a pilot show to see if we can make it happen consistently, try to find some sponsors. So listen, HBCU League Pass brought to you by Offscript, brought to you by SUV TV. All right, we will be exclusively holding this on HBCU League Pass. All right, so it's our version, an all-black version of College Game Day at the stadium of Morehouse. That's what we're doing. All right, you can only watch this on HBCU League Pass Plus. It won't be on my channel. It won't be on YouTube. It will strictly, I say again, it will strictly be on the app. The app, okay? You got to download the app. It's on Apple. It's on Android. It's on Fire Stick. It's on everything. Go ahead and download the app. 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central. We will be breaking down all the games of the MEAC, SWAC, and a little bit of Division II, okay? So make sure you tune in. Will there be sound effects? No. I won't have listen, it's a pilot. I won't have all my stuff. I'll be moderating and hosting, you know what I'm saying? But listen, you're gonna get the inside of BJ Jones, you're gonna get Kofi Hemingway, you're gonna get me. All right, we're trying to do it big. We still listen. We're not, listen, me personally, because this is my baby, all right? This is my baby. Shout out to SUTV, my boy Marcus. He's the one that shot the Florida Memorial game that you saw on HBCU League Pass. High production person, very talented. But this is my baby, all right? This is my baby. Listen, I'm not going for white validation, all right? I'm not going for white validation. We doing our own College Game Day. We trying to take this thing to numerous places and cities, but we got to do a pilot to get sponsors. All right, we got to do a pilot to get sponsors. So this is the ultimate goal. HBCU Live. Make sure you tune in. Go down the app tonight. BJ is going to promote it in the morning. I'm promoting it right now. Definitely tune in. It's going to be the first of its kind. We trying to do it. All right, we're trying to do it. We're trying to do it. We're trying to do it big. So, bump all that white validation. Listen, I got to back up what I'm preaching. I'm talking about do your own thing, do your own thing, do your own thing, make your own lane. I got to preach it too. I can't be on here talking about it, and I'm not walking what I'm talking. All right, so College Game Day coming to y'all. Listen, it might be some bumps. Black people want everything to be perfect on the first go. It's a pilot, okay? Pilot. It's an all-black production. It's a pilot. It's going to look good, but it might be some rough spots. You just bear with me now, okay? Nothing starts off perfect the first time, but just bear with us. We're going to get it together, all right? We're going to get it together, but we're going to give you what we can, and we're going to do the best we can do, all right? So make sure you tune into that HBCU Live, all right? Tomorrow, 11 Eastern. Tell somebody, tell a friend, tell another friend, share it, like it. All right, here's the graphic. You can screenshot it. All right, on the app tomorrow. Do what you do. Make sure we'll love for you to support. Not make sure you support. We'll love for you to support. All right. I know you're watching the white game day with all the white guys with Mr. Not So Fast. Listen, we try and do it big. HBCU Live. All right. You already know we doing it for our own people. That's what we do. All right. Just want y'all to do that. Make sure you guys tell somebody, tell a friend or two. All right. Let's get it. Listen, when I saw this story, Lord knows, I was like, white people be doing some effed up shit. And I'm not even, listen, man. And you know what? It might not even been all white people. So let me not say that. People do some messed up stuff. Okay. People do some messed up stuff. So report comes in, says, after days HBCU receiving endless negative tweets for Arizona State fans and certain media groups, the intel we received from our sources in Tempe, Arizona with the firing of Coach Edwards is now being confirmed nationally. Arizona State staffers were reportedly leaking information to help opponents get Herm Edwards fired. Like, listen, if you don't like the guy, I get it. But to sabotage the guy in place is beyond low. That is so beyond low that you're not even like, think about the kids that you're hindering with the losses and, setting up the game plan and, people knowing your game plan and they scheming for your game plan. So now maybe you have an All-American, you got an All-American running back that has a bad game because you done gave him tips that we about to run the ball down your throat. You done gave him tips that we about to throw the ball 42. Jesus Christ. Like, don't get me wrong, at halftime, you can always make an adjustment. And I don't think you can make, you can't be, I hope you're not passing info during halftime. That's just ridiculous. But to have this going on in college football, the NCAA has to come down on this. They want to come down on everything else. You have to. If I'm Herm Edwards, I'm double suing y'all. I don't even know if suing you twice is a thing, but gosh darn it, I'm doing it. Man, listen. Arizona State about to be Arizona Edwards. Do you hear me? Arizona Edwards College. That's what it's about to be named. I'm about to go ham. Do you hear me? I'm about to own everything up in Arizona State. I'm going to meet the president in his office and I'm going to fire him. Are you kidding me? This cannot go down. The NCAA has to come down extremely hard on Arizona State if these reports are confirmed. Are you kidding me? I agree, David, 100%. 100. The Sun Herms. Hey, listen, the Sun Herms. I'm telling you, my kids will be going to Arizona State for free. Not a game. Not a game. No, it's bigger than this. It's bigger than a 4-year sanction. Nah, you got to go deeper than that. You got to go. I got to go 5-year. Listen, I'm going to do you like they do black people on parole. I'm going to give you 5 years, but you own 10 years of probation, so a total of 15. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm hitting you hard. I mean, because this breaks the integrity of the game, right? Like some things that you do, but this right here, this breaks the integrity of the game. Somebody said Herm State. Oh, man. This breaks the integrity of the game. And you got to be on a shit list with this one. I'm going to give you a 4-year, 5-year sanction, and you're on a 10-year probation. I mean, if you spit gum the wrong way, something's about to happen to you. If you bought too many McDonald's bags for an athlete, something's about to happen to you. You gotta put this so bad on Arizona State that no coach ever thinks about doing this ever again. Boy, y'all. That boy said Herm A&T. Oh man, listen, you got to do something because listen. I got to make an example out of Arizona State. I have to make an example out of. They have to make. Boy, y'all dumb. Oh my goodness, y'all boys is dumb. All right. You have to set Arizona State back so far because this is just, I mean, at the core of football, you cannot do stuff like this. Self-sabotaging a coach, giving the information away to multiple teams, probably most likely. You ain't just doing it to one. You were sending this off to multiple teams. Oh man, listen. The NCAA and Blue has said it, they're crooks, okay? But listen, the crooked got to get right now. You have to put Arizona Herm Tech. Oh my God, what is wrong with y'all, man? What is wrong? HS, you. I thought you knew we talking about y'all stupid. The Herm State University. Oh my goodness, man. Y'all need to go home somewhere, bro. Y'all got too much time on your hands, man. Yeah, boy said the Herm State. Oh man, y'all need to go somewhere. Y'all need to go somewhere, man. For real, y'all stupid. Yeah. Oh man, hold on. He said the Herm State University. Oh man. What? I can't with y'all, man. Oh man, I can't with. Oh man, I can't with y'all. Oh man, that boy said the Herm State University. Oh man. Oh man. Oh my God. I listen. I made one comment, boy. Y'all ran with that Jay. Oh man, I made one comment and y'all man was run with that Jay. That was y'all are stupid. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Okay. Oh, let me get my mind right. Lord, please help me. Oh, let me get my mind right. Oh my goodness, something is wrong with y'all. I can't with y'all tonight. Oh, oh man. Oh Jesus. Oh man. He said her HB. Oh boy, y'all creative. Bro. Y'all creative. I can't. Oh man. Oh man, I can't with y'all, bro. Y'all got me over here crying. He said Herm Agriculture Mechanical West Coast Cabin. Oh man. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, oh man. Oh my God. I can't. Yo, I'm over here crying, bro. Y'all stupid. Y'all are so dumb. I can't say nothing to y'all no more. Oh my goodness. I'm about to shut this chat down. I swear to God, because I can't. I'm about to shut this. I swear for God, I'm about to shut this chat down. Y'all are problems. Do you understand? That boy said Herm coming. Oh my God. I can't. I can't. Oh, that boy said Herm coming. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Oh man, I gotta. Oh man. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh, boy. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Something is wrong with y'all, bro. He said Winter Gore. Oh my goodness. Oh geez. Oh God. This is worse than Black Twitter. This is worse than oh my goodness. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. This is worse than Black Twitter. Oh shoot. Man, I can't with y'all. Y'all on one tonight. Y'all, I gotta give y'all on one tonight. Listen, y'all, I got comedians in the chat tonight. I got comedians in the chat tonight. Oh, y'all on one tonight. I gotta give y'all credit for that. Y'all hitting it. Y'all hitting it. All right, listen. Game recognized game, and y'all on one tonight. Woo! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man. Listen, y'all are golden tonight. Y'all are golden. But listen, real talk though, man. Y'all good tonight. Oh, Jesus. I think the NCAA. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh my goodness. When you he said the Hummingbirds. Oh, the Hummingbirds. Oh my goodness. That's a great play on words. But at the end of the day. Oh man. Listen, I'm done with y'all. Let me get out these comments. I am so done with y'all. Oh, listen, okay. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, seriously, on all serious note. The NCAA has to come down hard on Arizona State. They just have to. Absolutely have to. You can't have this in the game. In 2022, if there's, if you're clocking coaches with the cell phones, clocking coaches on Twitter, if you're clocking coaches on social media, this cannot happen. Because like I said before, this hurts the integrity of the game. this hurts the integrity of football that these coaches were allowed to give information to other coaches to sabotage Herm Edwards. And once again, if they come back and they have a finding, the coaches should not be able to coach in college football anymore. They should no longer be able to coach in college football. That's number one. And number two, Arizona State needs to get the death penalty as well as a probationary period. They need to be on probation for at least 10 years. For something this bad? Nah. No. You gotta come down super hard on them. You have to. It's just the nature of the beast. You got to make an example out of these guys, and I hope they do. All right, next up. All right, what probably what you all came to see. All right, Uncorked, a podcast, had some very interesting comments regarding Deion Sanders at Jackson State. Call lines are open. 518-263-8124. 518-263-8124. And you know, we can talk about anything. The Herm Edwards, this. If you want to talk about the Udoka situation at the Celtics, I have no problem with that either because I know that's a hot topic as well. But these are the comments that were made by the podcast Uncorked recently, and it's kind of been going mini viral in the black spaces of HBCU.
Boost his resume and his family. I think he here to boost his resume and his family name. And Jackson State is just a vehicle to do that. Not just Jackson State, HBCUs, period. And I think we being sold out by Deion Sanders. And we look like real coons. I think 5 or 10 years from now when he's gone, we're going to look back on this like, damn, we were cooning.
I'm going to play it one more time. All right. Once again, this is the Uncorked Podcast. And their thoughts, one of their co-hosts' thoughts in regards to Deion Sanders and his time at Jackson State.
He here to boost his resume and his family name. And Jackson State is just a vehicle to do that. Not just Jackson State, HBCUs, period. And I think we being sold out by Deion Sanders. And we look like real coons. I think 5 or 10 years from now when he's gone, we're going to look back on this like, damn, we were cooning.
Now, listen. All right. This is a very, 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 very touchy subject when it comes to, when you call somebody a coon, I think that's a high disrespect target. Like, I think you can say a lot of things about Deion, but listen, man, I deal in the world of facts, okay? I deal in the world of facts, and I want to give the definition because, listen, when I heard the word coon, we all have heard people say it and use it in different ways and genres and things like that, but I wanted to give the definition, and it's from Urban Dictionary. I know they're not like Merriam-Webster, but Merriam-Webster don't really like to be in this type of word. You know what I'm saying? Like they try when I saw coon, they said a nickname for raccoon. All right, so you ain't gonna find too much, or like an African American. It says a slur. It says a black slur. So they don't really like to touch that. All right, so this is the definition of coon given by the Urban Dictionary. Coon, a black guy who worship white girls or white people and does not like his own race. A black guy who does not or barely claims being black. Okay? That's the definition that Urban Dictionary gives for a coon. A black guy who worships white girls or men, whatever, and does not like his own race. A black guy who does not or barely claims being black. Now, if that is the definition of cooning, that's not what Deion is. Okay, like I want to be very cognizant of what. See, I think that you can say something and your message gets unheard because of one or two words. Like with Ken Richard telling that Deion's a sellout. Like everything in the paragraph was factual, other than you saying Deion's a sellout. And with that being if you're saying he's a sellout based off false information, that doesn't equate to me. That does not equate to me. Now, if you want to, like, I look at people, and y'all can get mad at me. You get mad when I say this. I look at Deion and his followers as like Donald Trump-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like Trumpsters. Like, they just, whatever Deion says is good. Whatever Deion, it's just how, like, us black people, we look at people who like Trump and we're like, how do you follow somebody like that? That is just, and I know you guys are going to take it to the extreme of whatever, but I'm just talking about the cult-like following. I'm not talking about what is being said. I'm not saying what Trump has said or anything. I'm talking about the cult-like following for Donald Trump. Like, him saying, Donald Trump can say, my election was rigged. And then everybody's like, the election is rigged. The election is rigged. The election is rigged. All his followers. Deion has that same capability. He has that same power. Deion can say that the game was rigged, and most of his followers would say, the game was rigged. The game was rigged. Deion said the game was rigged, so the game was rigged. Like, that's the type of cult. Like, that is not cooning. That is idolizing. You got to listen. You have to say words correctly when you're saying certain things about certain people. Is Deion a coon? I could never say that because I don't think he dislikes his own people. But are people idolizing Deion Sanders in a way? Absolutely. It's like when Moses came back down and they're worshiping the golden calf. He's like, bro, what are y'all doing? That's what people are when it comes to Deion Sanders. They are worshiping. It's an idol. They have an idolized view of him that whatever he says is gold. That is not cooning. All right. And with anything with the idol, you know, Michael Jordan was people's idols and Deion's people's idols. And listen, man, with certain things come certain agendas and that they can push anything like that. It's a following. So do I think that Deion is a coon? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I wholeheartedly don't believe he's a coon. Do I think that he has a Trump-like following? Do I believe people idolize him in a very scary, weird type of way? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that doesn't make him a coon, and that doesn't make him a sellout. That just is what it is. But this is a conversation. You guys can call in and have your thoughts. Let me go with 9075. Caller, you live. You live.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Scotty. Hi, this is KC Suites again. I'm a Prairie View graduate.
Yes, sir.
I agree with what you just mentioned about Deion not being a coon. He's not a coon. When he got to Jackson State, he never said that he was going to be there 50 or 60 years like Eddie Robinson, but he said he wanted to change the game. And I think he has done that. He has really done a lot, not only for Jackson State, but he's really done a lot in terms of lighting the fire under the HBCU programs in both the MEAC and the SWAC. And a lot of kids now are not just Jackson State, but other colleges are now really seriously looking at HBCUs because of the Deion effect. Matter of fact, several of his colleagues like Eddie George and the guy at Grambling State and even the guy that used to coach at Arizona was intimating taking the TSU job a couple of years ago. So Deion has really done a lot for HBCUs in such a very short period of time. And in addition to that, even if he leaves next year, let's say he leaves next year, he has left the blueprint. I mean, this thing is still going to continue long after Deion has gone. Just like the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, her effect is going to be felt years down the road after her death. So Deion is kind of like that, we'll miss him, when he gets that next opportunity that you mentioned a couple of nights ago. But I feel he's done more than enough, and he's no coon because and one more point about Deion, and I'll let you have it, Mr. Scotty, is people forget a couple of years ago when Deion was on CBS Sports, Deion was one of the few people that was on the panel that would take on Boomer when Boomer would say things against Michael Vick and different people. Deion was always being Boomer's grill, but people forget about that. So a man like that with that type of integrity that's willing to stand up to people like Boomer Esiason is no Coon. So thank you very much, Mr. Scotty. You keep doing a good job.
No problem, sir. Thank you so much. I listen. I don't think that Deion has any ill will towards his own people. Do people have, listen, man, like I think, do people have self-indulgences or want to have, do people have an agenda? Yes. I'm building a YouTube channel to have money for my kids, okay? As much as I love entertaining, as much as I love football, my agenda is to build my platform as big as I want this junk to be 1 million subscribers and reach millions of people and have a huge platform. Is that my agenda? Yes, that is my agenda. It's nothing wrong with having an agenda. But when you're in a place of influence, you have to understand what comes with that. And Coach Green even told me that. And I got to give credit to Coach Green. Coach Green said, Scotty, the same way you feel about Deion is the same way people follow you. When you say something is wrong or you say something is bad, you know, people jump on that and they'll run with it. But I try to have some type of remorse or whatever. If I give you false information, I'll say I'm sorry. If I go too far, I'll apologize. Because I know I'm not, listen, man, I'm a human just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing wrong with having an agenda. There's nothing wrong with having your own vision for what you're trying to do within wherever you're at. But to idolize somebody to the extent that everything they say is right, everything they say you believe, you don't check for yourself. That's like sitting in the church and whatever the pastor tell you, you're gonna be like, that's in the book. And what does God say? Study to show thyself approved. Go find the information yourself. Double check that stuff. Even when I tell you something, go double check it. I don't care if you Coach Green come up here and check me all the time. And Cam, you can call back. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Call back, Cam. I got you. But I'm saying, like, you gotta check all that. You gotta check all that. But okay. 5929 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
Hey, what up, Scotty? This is Jerome from Charlotte.
What's good?
Jackson State alum, checking in. Couple of things, man. Anytime I listen to I shouldn't say sensational, but a salacious statement, I always try to do my due diligence to get context. And the way that I do that is by listening to the full clip. So the context of what this guy is saying, when you watch the full clip, there are two things that stood out. And if you listen to people long enough as they talk, they'll tell you how they really feel. This dude basically said he doesn't like the way Deion talks. And the second thing he said that stood out was Deion is an outsider. If you watch the whole full clip, everything is summarized in those two statements. One thing you got to understand, man, in the South, a lot of times you're going to find Black folks who don't like people who are outsiders, or people who, as they say, are uppity, people who have a sense of, I guess, gravitas about them, the way they speak, the way that they walk. They feel like it's real deep. You can tell this is where that brother is coming from. But number two, when he stated that Deion he didn't like the way Deion, I guess the fact that he talks, or, you know, the way he carries himself. I think, in a nutshell, man, that's everything that he has an issue with. And you're going to have people in the Deep South who, it's not just Deion. It's a lot of folks that come out of Florida that played college ball, that went to, you know, the big three in Florida and played for various NFL teams. They get the same type of vitriol from a lot of Black folks sometimes. And it is what it is. But to me, you know, as the other panelists in the videos stated to that guy, I think his name was James, they basically said, man, you're afraid of change. You don't want change. You're mad because Deion got us out this contract with Memphis. You're mad because Deion is trying to increase the attendance. And when you listen to some of the other things that he stated, like, oh, you know, Deion was misspeaking in regards to the payoffs to FCS schools. And he was saying that the payouts were comparable to the HBCUs. And I posted an actual article for the 2022 FBS versus FCS payouts by herosports.com. And there were 9 FCS schools that have much larger payouts than the highest HBCU, which was Alabama State versus UCLA. So when you listen to the full context of the actual clip, there's a lot of misinformation that he's speaking from. He's speaking from emotions, and it's very ill-informed. And it's based off, I'm not going to call the brother a coon, but it just sounds like a typical country dude who's from the Deep South. And there's nothing we can do about that. But to your point, we can't go around making salacious claims or misidentifying people, just based off of emotions.
So there's a part of that, JB. I agree with you in, like, I have family in the South. I got family in Savannah. I got family in Texas. So, a lot of my summers are spent in the South, and I can agree with you that outside, like when I used to go down there, they used to always clown me because of how I talked, how I spoke, how I thought.
Right.
I just move a little different. So they'd be like, "Oh, you're not from here. You're not around here. You don't understand." And I get that. But
and you grew up military like me, so I get it.
Yeah,
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So, my thing is this, and I totally agree with you on the cooning aspect, and some people just not liking. And I think Deion is a breath of fresh air of change, and there's a freedom that Deion has, and this is the same freedom. And I'm going to kind of, and JB, stick with me. I'm going to kind of hop here and come back to your point. It's the same freedom that I think would allow him to be a great coach at Auburn if he did decide to go. Why? Because money does not move Deion. I mean, money doesn't control Deion. Let me say that. It might move him, but it don't control him, right? So some coaches can't say what they really want to say. Why? Because if they get fired, that's their livelihood. You get what I'm saying? Right. So with Deion, he go to Auburn and he don't like the politics. He gonna speak out. He at Jackson State. He don't like the politics. He gonna speak out. He don't like what's going on. He gonna speak out. Why? Because that money don't control his life. He's still good with or without this job. So I think that freedom he has allows him to be more impactful on certain issues and topics. My only issue is this. When things are like, when there's like, listen, man, as a leader, this is why, and this is the thing about Deion that I don't like some of the cult-like following. As a leader of a team, of a people, right? When things like that happen at your stadium with the fallout, and I'm just using this one instance, I'm not saying this, oh my God, like this is all Deion. No, I'm not, what I'm saying is as a leader, you come out and say, I feel for anybody that fell out and that we weren't able to accommodate. I will make sure that the next home game, this will not happen again. Not on my watch. That's what a great leader does. He does not make fun of he doesn't make light of the situation. He doesn't make light of what happened. Yes, you won the game. Yes, you dominated the game. But at the end of the day, you still have to be a man and a leader. Let me not say a man. I apologize. You have to be a leader and still show resolve to say, hey, listen, at no point in time at Jackson State at the vet do we want that to happen to the people, and I'll make damn sure. Like that's the leadership that I'm also looking from Deion. It's all great that you can speak out on all these other topics and things, but I think it has to be a holistic view on how he does a lot of this stuff that it kind of I think rubs some people the wrong way, and I think that it can be done a lot better, but I agree with you though. I do agree with you most. Like you can, they say, what did they say? Go ahead, JB.
And let me ask you this: when it comes to your point of coaches that have this big following, I don't really see a difference between. I see you got it pinned on here with Coach Saban. When I'm from North Carolina, you look at the cult-like following of Coach K at Duke. Or you look at the cult-like following from Phil Jackson when he was with the Chicago Bulls, or many other big-time coaches, right? I think with success, it breeds that type of, confidence from your fan base to the level they're going to ride with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they feel like whatever you're saying, it must have some validity because you're winning. And sometimes that could be a slippery slope. But I don't like, me personally, I don't like the comparison with Trump. I know you're not trying to say he is like Trump. I think just with the following and how supportive we are. But hell, that could be applicable across the board to President Obama. Or hell, you can look at, you know, the
that's real.
Like following with Hillary Clinton.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like to me, her followers were way more delusional than Obama's followers. But you know,
that's real.
Yeah, but anytime you got somebody that you just truly riding out for, you're gonna have that element. But back to the premise of your post or to your video, I just feel, man, that brother, he is a microcosm of what you will find in the South when people do not like outsiders. And the other panelists who are also JSU alums, they had to check them. They were like, hell, all these years the insiders weren't getting it done, but look at this outsider getting it done.
That's fair.
And that's the type of it's a cancer called nepotism that plagues a lot of our HBCUs, and it's disgusting. And me personally, I'm the enemy of nepotism, man. But when you got folks like him who like things the way they've been, and you know, the other panelists, they broke it down to them. They're like, man, essentially we were going to Memphis every year playing for free, because when you factor in the amount, like I guess the cost of the travel and the buses, you know, and the hotels for the team, band, and cheerleaders, we were essentially, you know, playing for free. He was like, he just kind of had a, well, I don't care attitude. You know, he look, a couple of times he told the panelists, Deion needs to stay in his place. That's not his place to talk about tradition. And a lot of times, man, like Big Mama said, you just got to consider the source of some people, man, and just realize and identify when people are speaking off of emotion as opposed to just logic. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
This is it's a great conversation, though.
Hey, appreciate the call, JB.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Hey, Cam, coming to you. Hey, what's up, Cam? Talk to me.
Yeah, so I think to start off first, when you were kind of reviewing the video, he wasn't calling Deion a coon, more so his supporters. And then he said the institution sold out because he felt like they knew coming into the negotiation for him to be a head coach that he was going to use them as a stepping stone to get to a PWI. So in essence, they were going to probably be more than likely a flash in the pan for about 2 years. They do the transaction. He goes where he wants to go, and they kind of get that money, that funding while he was there. And wherever that funding goes beyond that, we'll see. Look, I've been to Jackson State a few times, since I graduated. The field and the facilities aligning with the football program look nice, but the room and board situation still is trash. So it kind of showcases that, all right, they're getting all this funding, but it doesn't look like it's evenly being spread out to make the institution a better place. So I think that's really the terminology he was using. And also another thing as well that people don't want to talk about, historically, the term coon means sellout in the Black community. It's synonymous. And so while we may say an institution is selling out because an institution is more of a corporate brand, when we're talking about people within our own community, we're all individual entities. So when we say, yo, such and such is cooning, we mean he's selling out for white ideals or for the white male society. So when he's saying the stands are in essence cooning in their support for Deion, the feeling is Deion's movement is really perpetuated by the end goal of pursuing a PWI Power 5 job, which is in the white corporate world. And the fan base knowing that and not really giving a heck and just looking at it as something that it isn't, is them in essence cooning because they're supporting, whether they know it or not, an individual who's using the HBCU landscape to prop himself up into a white corporate entity, which in essence means you're supporting white ideals. So I think that's really what this whole conversation is in a nutshell. I want to see what you got to say in response to that.
I mean, Cam, when you, that's, whoo. You spoke very eloquently. I mean, so I definitely got the imagery, you know what's crazy is this, is that you have Deion in I've heard Deion in press conferences say, these coaches aspire to move up, but they don't go, or they don't have the opportunity. So is it one or two things? Is it that the coaches aren't good enough to move up to a PWI, even though they probably want to? Because I would be remiss to say if Willie Simmons got offered a job at Florida, offered a job at Central Florida, got offered a job at South Florida, that he wouldn't take it. But nobody would call him a coon, and he did the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? He's using FAMU.
I understand, and this.
to go
and
to a
this
better
is
place.
where this is my rebuttal to that. So with Willie Simmons, when Deion came into the picture, his brand from the jump was, I'm coming here to redefine what HBCU football is all about. And when you say something like that, you're basically in essence saying, whether you believe it or not, you're here for the long haul. Because in order to redefine HBCU football for the long term, you can't be here for a 1-2 year stint. You got to be here for 5. You got to be here for 10. And we all know Deion's not going to be here that long because his end game is to be a Power 5 coach. He wanted to be a Power 5 coach before he ever got the Jackson State job. He wanted the Arkansas job. He interviewed for the TCU job during last season while he was in the hospital bed. So I think what separates Deion from a Willie who, Willie's been in the system for about 5 to 6 years within the SWAC. And if he gets a promotion he's not lying to us, so to speak. He's not selling you a dream, but in reality is a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's here. He's like, look, I'm here within this program. I'm trying to build this program up to where it can be for as long as I'm here. And when I'm ready to transition to my next job, I will. Instead of coming in like, yo, I'm here to redefine HBCU football, which sounds great, but from a realistic perspective, that's a long-term 10-year plan that we know Deion's not going to be able to accomplish because once somebody offers him what he's looking for, which is the ultimate dream of his, a P5 job, he's gone. And so that's why the podcast and this old dude, he's saying, yo, in essence, you guys are supporting a Coon, which is basically a sellout, because he knows the dream that Deion has been pushing isn't realistically going to be able to be done during the timeline Deion's going to be here, which we all think is either going to be at the end of this year, he's gone, or next year. You want to redefine HBCU sports into what it used to be back in the Eddie Robinson days or when Steve McNair was there, you're going to have to kind of stay there for a decade. And we know he's not going to do that. And so that's my response to that.
Okay. Hey, Cam, listen, I'm going to let you go, but there's going to be probably a lot of responses to you. So if you want to call back in, you already know you're always good.
All right, man. For
All
sure.
right, bro. Peace. Hey, Coach Green, coming to you. Then Timona, you're next. Hey, what's up, Coach Green?
That was crap. Because my thing is this. Because you always speak about it. You can't knock a man for wanting to do better for his coaches, because he always spoke about that. He like his coaches get paid better, or his family, and say, oh, he's a sellout. There ain't no goddamn sellout. Because for one, if he do leave Jackson, he gonna leave Jackson better than what he left, better than how he came in. That's for one. He leaving it way better than what it was. So you can't be sitting there. You can't just throw out the word Coon and sellout and not know what it means, man. You can't just be throwing out them words.
Well, let me ask you this, Coach Green. Let me throw this to you just as a thought-provoking question. If you say I'm here to change, if like you coach at what, NAIA, right? Correct?
Yeah.
If you say I'm here to coach NAIA, I'm here to change NAIA basketball, and the only real change that is being seen other than, the spotlight that you bring is Jackson State, because you're directly involved with Jackson State. And you stay and listen, I'm only sticking to the timeline that we're on right now. If he stays these 2 years after, if he stays another year, he just stays another year. But as of right now, the 2 years, if he dips after this year too, what did you change? Because from people that I talked from Jackson, the players' lounge was already getting built. That was the only thing that Deion really did was that practice field, which I'm happy. Like, players needed that. But, I'm saying, like, the players' lounge was already in getting built. What I was told was that he changed some things around and added some things to the plans, but that was already in talks of getting built. They already had the budget for that. He did the practice field with the donation from Walmart and Geico. But, the real change is what he's provided to Jackson. So how did he change the landscape of HBCU football? That's my question to you. Just a question.
And he haven't changed a lot yet because everybody else haven't reached the level he at. Because shoot, he's doing what he can. He may be talking to the other coaches, telling them what they need to do to be better and all that, but he's doing what he needs to do at Jackson when it comes to recruiting, who he hires, and who they let him hire to bring on staff and all that. So, like you said, he did his little thing. He's here, but some of that stuff was already being planned anyway, but which I pretty much knew because this is Ashley Robinson you're talking about. Because he did that junk at PV, but it's not talked about. But yeah, but I still don't consider that being a sellout because he always talks about as far as his pay, he don't care about. Because you heard him talk about his coach's pay, right? That's the thing that's the thing he cares about most. He always talk about that. He'd like them to get paid more.
Okay.
But if he leaves, I won't call it a sellout.
No, I can agree with you.
I won't blame him for leaving.
No, I
because what? Go ahead.
No, I definitely agree. I wouldn't call him a sellout for leaving.
Yeah, sellout, Coon. None of the words is not going to be used. I just, Lord, that guy on that podcast is open up a hornet's nest, man, because that's bullshit, bro. I don't come to your show. My bad, bro. I don't even come on your show cursing like that. But god damn, you can't be doing this bullshit, man.
I listen. I think everybody has a perspective. You know what I'm saying? And in this case, like you said, you feel the way you feel. I feel the way I feel. A lot of things. So I listen. I'm never gonna tell you what not to feel. You know what I'm saying? I just think that in that case, he made a perspective. And if you feel it's bullshit, it's bullshit. Hey, that's how you feel, Coach Green. But hey, man, the call lines are flooding. Let me. You can always call back in, Coach Green. I got you. All right, man. Let me play the video one more time because people are asking. This is a video. This is a video by Uncorked Podcast. A video by Uncorked Podcast has some very interesting comments, and this is what he stated.
He here to boost his resume. I think he here to boost his resume and his family name. And Jackson State is just a vehicle to do that. Not just Jackson State, HBCUs, period. And I think we being sold out by Deion Sanders. And we look like real coons. I think 5 or 10 years from now when he's gone, we're going to look back on this like, damn, we were cooning. I think he here to.
That is from the Uncorked Podcast. Not my words, their words. That's why the topic for today is Deion a coon? Timona, coming to you. What's up, Timona?
This behooves me. I am just at a loss. I'm never.
I don't think you're using the word right. You're not using the word behoove right. Go ahead.
Okay, so this Coach Prime damn near lost his life last year. And for somebody to come on there and say, oh, he's just here to boost their name. Who in the HBCU podcast world isn't using Coach Prime to boost their name to make money off of him?
That's fair.
Who isn't in HBCU football, as far as the coaches are concerned, that aren't going to use this as a stepping stool?
That's fair.
He's only getting $300,000 a year. Hell, I better be getting something out of it. If I'm living in Jackson, Mississippi, I better be getting something out of the deal. Walmart donated $2.4 million to Jackson State, with Dion being in the middle of that. I better be getting something out of the deal. A brand new practice field, a new locker room, and they're saying, oh, they were going to get it renovated. Renovated when? We all know that none of those renovations would have been done if it was a different coach. The stuff that gets done in record time, that would not have gotten done if it was not Coach Prime who was the coach. And Coach Prime is not going above the Mason-Dixon line. Anything cold, he's not going to coach up there in Nebraska. He's not going. A lot of these white these predominantly white schools, they use Dion, Coach Prime, because he's a buzzword. Jackson State, it's a buzzword. All of these podcasts who talk more about Jackson State than the own places that they graduated from. Like, let's not act like everybody's not mutually benefiting from him being here.
That's fact.
So if he doesn't stay 10 years, who is going to be mad? He has 8 toes. You can see him limping on the field. That means his health is not in the best shape. You never hear him complain. And regardless of if he's here because he wants to make sure that Shedeur gets to the NFL, for $300,000 for a Hall of Famer to come here to Jackson State, to come to an HBCU and put it for the world to see, who is complaining? The only people that have something negative to say about what Coach Prime is doing.
Can I ask you a question?
Is people who.
Can I ask you a question? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Why does his health have anything to do with him coming to Jackson State? Because we can't.
I'm saying he lost his life.
Hold on. You cannot directly correlate his health to him coaching football. That can't be correlated. But my second thing is, we all know why he came to Jackson State. 1, because God told him, and 2, he was not going to get a job without previous experience. He needed Jackson State for the previous experience to show that he could lead a team, that he could lead a program, and he's doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, I
honestly don't actually see him going to a PWI. Like, there's nothing beneficial outside of him making millions and millions of dollars at a PWI. The administration is definitely not going to let him do what he does at Jackson State. It's just not going to happen.
But why would he? Okay.
Then there's racism that you have to look into.
Hold on. Why would you say he's not interested in the PWI when he interviewed for the Arkansas job before he even came to Jackson State?
People take interviews all the time.
That they don't want the job.
His main goal is to make sure that his son, his main goal.
That they don't want the job.
His main goal is to make sure that his son goes to the NFL. But that's his job. He wants his son to go to the NFL, right?
Simona, my question is, what person takes an interview that does not want the job? Listen to what I'm asking you. Before Jackson State was even in the picture.
People take jobs for interviews. Take interviews for jobs that they don't want all the time. Why wouldn't you take it? Or if there's a buzz around it,
you're going to interview for a job you don't want.
Why would you refute it? Stay in the media and keep his name out there.
You're going to interview for a job you don't want. Why would you waste your time for a job you don't want?
So that your name can be out there. Like, oh, okay, I'm getting my name out there. I'm an interview. I don't know about you, but they're saying, oh, he's going to Nebraska. Oh, he's going to Auburn. You don't hear him saying nothing. Why? Just keep his name in the media. Keep Jackson State in the media. He doesn't have to say anything.
Why? Listen, think about what you're saying, Timona. You're talking about a guy who had never coached at the Power 5 level in college at all. How would his name be buzzing for taking an why would his name even be buzzing about taking an interview at an Arkansas job when he's never coached in college before? He had no success, because you can see the difference now, right? He's had success at Jackson. He's dominating in the SWAC. Now his name has buzz. So when he goes and takes the interviews and people are like, yo, yeah, they're interviewing Deion. Yes. Then there's oh man, let's hop on Deion before he gets taken. But why would that be for somebody who had never coached at college? Why would there be a buzz? I'm not understanding that.
Why? But why? The thing is, why are we talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda?
You brought it up.
If we're a fifth, we'd all take a drink. He ended up at Jackson State, and he realized this is where I need to be at. And so, who cares? He's not. I don't feel like he's going anywhere, especially not since he recruited Travis Hunter. He's not going to go until that boy is drafted. I'm not going to say backlash, but until Bossy graduates, he's not going to leave his kids in Jackson, Mississippi by themselves. So whether it's, 3 years? That's all we get. Maybe I would guesstimate the amount of promotion, social media. I wish somebody would value it. I'm pretty sure it's probably in the millions of how much exposure that Jackson State gets
Exposure
just
doesn't
off
equal
of
money.
Coach Prime and just
Exposure-
off of between
Exposure
him,
does
his
not equal
son,
money all
and
the
the rest
time.
of the football team. It's like 5 million viewers, 5 million
Exposure
followers.
does not equal money all the time. It doesn't. You can't spend exposure.
That's the basis of the NIL deals. Have you ever seen the valuation? They evaluate some of these players based off of how many Instagram followers, how many TikTok followers, how many Twitter followers. It does equal money and exposure.
Listen to what I'm saying. When you're comparing NIL deals to what's going on at HBCUs are two different forms, right? You build your platform that has an influence. They pay you for your influence. That's two different things than having a Jackson State and Deion, where Deion's giving you exposure. ESPN is not paying for your exposure. ESPN is reaping the benefits off your exposure. That's how that works.
Right. And that's why he says so much about the importance of attendance, the importance of it looking like a full stadium. If you're not showing with white people, they need to see it before they invest. These corporate people were not even studying black folks like that. They got a little bit of the exposure, and now they want the band to play with their band at LSU. They want to catch all of the Jackson State games. The money talk, that comes after you present to them, this is what we have available. Jackson State's been getting 40,000 fans in the stadium. It's just the rest of the world is now seeing, oh, Jackson State has a big fan base. So that's part of when you bring something to the table, I'm presenting X, Y, and Z to you. Invest in us. That's what it's about. My thing is this, Coach Prime is not a coon, but it has to be mutually beneficial. And for $300,000 and he lost 2 of his toes, like let that man do what he's doing and stop hating.
Thank you, Timona, for the
And
call.
they need.
Okay. Listen, guys. Exposure does not equal money when you don't control your rights. Exposure does not, you can't spend exposure if you don't control your rights. And you're talking about a partner. It's not even that kind of conversation. 1127, caller coming to you.
How you doing, Scotty?
What's up?
My name is John.
What's up?
I don't see nothing wrong with Dion State 3 years. I think that what he did with the Dion effect has got 4-star recruits coming to HBCU. Am I right? Because we weren't getting a lot of them like we getting now through transfer portals. I'm talking about all of them. Grambling, Jackson State, Southern. Am I right?
Listen, okay.
Yeah.
When I've talked to SIDs and things like that from other schools, they said, Scotty, listen, we've gotten drop downs from LSU before. I've gotten drop downs from Alabama before. I've gotten drop downs. Like they said, it's more publicized because Deion is at Jackson, and that's what it is. He said, but we've been getting drop downs for years. Alabama State got one of the running backs from Auburn or something like that. He got drafted. I can't remember his name. He got drafted in like the 2nd or 3rd round as a running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like Scotty, like this is not nothing new. We've always gotten drop downs. It's just Deion put a spotlight on it, and now people are desiring to come to HBCUs. Now it's not as hard to get them before, but go ahead.
Okay, so that's a change.
Yeah,
then you got these high-profile coaches like Eddie George, Hugh Jackson. You get more coaches that want to coach that to give the chance, like to Marshall Faulkner, that want to come and say, "Look, we can come here and coach." That you don't see that type of change either.
No, that change I absolutely do see. Listen, I agree with you. There is change that players like with spotlight. Players want to, you either have one or two things. You have players that want to play against Deion and Jackson State, or you have players that want to play with Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the two. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I agree with you. That is a change.
Yeah, and so I graduated from Jackson State in '97, and what I see now compared to what he's bringing is that You go to school. All right, if a person go to work somewhere, from high school to college. You go there to make the most money to get the best time you can get. So if Jackson State is where I'm going to be for 5 years to go to the PW, I don't have no problem with nobody or counting nobody's pocket. Let him be. That don't mean he changed because he's cool or he's outside. What is an outsider? A person that graduates from Jackson State and you don't give back, I think you're cool, right? Because most people, black people that graduate, don't give back.
Let me stop you right there.
So
Let me stop you right there.
Huh?
Let me stop you right there. Let me ask a question. I'm gonna ask a general question. If Deion goes to Power 5 and he doesn't give anything back to Jackson State, do you still consider him a coon?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking. It's just a question. It's just a question. Just a question. Just a question.
That's just like if like Robinson at Grambling. He stayed for 40 years. He probably had opportunity to go. Well, I don't know. He could have had opportunity. I ain't gonna say that one way or the other. Him or Coach Gordon back in the day when Jackson State was doing stuff at that time. They probably had chances to go. You know, a lot of people not forgetting that back in those times we had a lot of athletes that come through black college before they even went to a PWI. So now you're telling me the kids that go to the PWI now, are they coons and not want to give back to a black school? That don't make sense. You go to a job to get a better job. If he want to go after 3 years, let him go. If he want to stay for 5 years, let him stay. That don't mean that he don't owe us nothing. What he did while his time is give us the lights on Jackson State now. So whoever come behind him will continue the path and the light that he will have because he shined it on them. So Jackson State now is a place I can go. That's changed.
Let me ask you this. And this is my last question. If he goes to a Power 5 school and he schedules a Jackson State on the schedule and he doesn't pay you guys $1 million or 700, like I'm just asking questions. Because I think that's giving back. I really do think that's giving back. I think if Deion goes to a Power 5 school, right, and he turns around and puts you guys on the schedule and offers you $750K, $800K, I think that's giving back. I think that's giving back.
I think he would. I think he would do that. He probably would give back because he saw what the transition that he's trying to build.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, and you know, a lot of people know that's SID's job to put those type of people on the schedule, not the head coach, but still, I think he would. I think he would. Like I said, people like he taking, like you said, $300,000. Yeah, he probably got $300,000 in 3 games, right? That ain't enough for him because he could have been left. Now he got all his kids there. Let this man stay there 5, 6 years. Enjoy the path of the road we got because whoever he leads there is going to be better off continue because, like he said, let's say he go to Power 5, Scott. Do you think that he said, look, I got all these athletes right here. I just came from Jackson State. Some of you guys is not going to play. I'm going to funnel you down to Jackson State. What you think about that?
That's not a bad look.
Yeah, I will, because you know you're not going to get a chance. I'm going to send you to this place that I know that you're going to play. I'm going to call down there. I'm going to say, look, I'm about to send you a couple of guys. I can't use them right now.
I don't even think it has to be. I don't even think that has to be Jackson State. I think it could be any HBCU. It could be where Dancy's coaching. It could be if Willie Simmons is still at FAMU. It could be any coach.
I thank you for your time. I just want people to you go to different places to move up. No matter where you go, if you're short store still. If I got a job right now and I'm working somewhere, and another job will offer me $50,000 more, I'm gone. 2 weeks notice, I'm out.
I feel you. Appreciate the call. Oh man. 6677 coming to you. 6677 coming to you. Hey, call you live.
Hi, my name is Tracy. I'm calling from New Jersey.
What's up, Miss Tracy?
It's the first time I've ever called in.
Yes, ma'am.
On any show. But I do want to say a couple things about what's going on. I believe he's already changed the face of HBCUs. I've always known about Dion, but I've never known about Jackson State. And one of the things that I see now is that, you know, if he does go, I feel like some of the other people, you know, later on, I don't know, I don't think right away, but I think for us to assume what he's going to do, I think it's really, you know, it's just stupid to even try to assume. He said he's there. Let's just wait and see before we start saying, oh, well, we know what he's going to do. No, we don't know what he's going to do. No one knows what he's going to do. The bottom line is these other coaches are starting to coach now. You have Eddie George, you have Hugh Jackson that might not have even thought about coaching. Eddie George even said he went to Deion to see how he felt about it. So he's making a difference. And I think one of the biggest things that I noticed or that I love about Deion is that he said he's trying to change, trying to make men out of these, athletes. That is the most impressive thing to me. And if that's not worth it, then nothing is.
Ms.
I mean,
Ms. Trace, can I respond?
I have a 14-year-old who plays. He's my godson. He plays football.
Yes, ma'am.
If I could send him to a place where I know that the coach is not just interested in him, playing football, but is interested in him as a person, that makes it all worth it.
Ms. Trace, can I respond?
Yeah.
Okay, so two things. One, everything in sports is speculation. That's what sports is all about. When Kevin Durant was playing at the Warriors, there was speculation that he was leaving. So people were saying, hey, if he leaves, and then he ends up leaving. So speculation in sports are synonymous. So that's nothing new. And a lot of coaches, I don't know how much you know about sports, but a lot of black male coaches, they try to turn young black men into men. That's the name of the game because they understand that all the players aren't going to make it to the NFL. They're going to have to be productive male citizens in society. So just because you're saying, oh, it's Deion, he's turning boys into men, there's a lot of coaches in the SWAC that are turning boys into men. So that's what you're expecting from a coach, a good coach, especially a black male coach, understanding the trials and tribulations that most black men go through. So I think you have to see it on both ends. Go ahead.
You are right, and I do believe that there are a lot of good coaches in the SWAC. Just they don't have the type of exposure, like you said. So I never even heard of a Jackson State until, Coach Prime came around. Now, not only am I hearing about Jackson State, I'm hearing about Grambling, I'm hearing about Bethune-Cookman, I'm hearing about all of these colleges,
yes, ma'am.
And it's very exciting to me because we should always support our people. And so now I'm looking at how can I support our people? But sometimes it takes someone like him. And so if you say, okay, well, what is he doing? I heard you ask a question to someone. Well, what is he doing for HBCU? They say right now that HBCUs, the attendance has gone up 27%. I mean, that it's happening. Things are happening for HBCUs, and I think a lot of it has to do with Deion Sanders. He's not God, and I understand what you're talking about, the following, but I feel like he's saying a lot of good things. He's saying a lot of good things about, conditions, being better, money. We should expect more money. I've heard you say, yes. Why should we be in bad deals? So these things, no matter what, has changed the face of HBCUs already. There's no question about it. So if he leaves, just hopefully, like you said, you have these other coaches that say, hey, we can come in here and do a good job and get these kids to the NFL.
Ms. Trace, let me ask you a question. And I agree with everything you said because 90% of that it was me. Like I didn't know nothing about Jackson State until Deion came as well. So listen, we in the same boat, Ms. Trace. Okay, we swimming in the same boat. But my question, this is the only thing that my criticism have been to Deion, right? You have a godson. If your godson, right, if he's in the house and he's cleaning up and he cleans up everything, you're like, oh, da 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 da, and you see him, let's say he cleans his shoes off inside the house, right? Just because he did everything else right, you're still going to correct him on what he did wrong. And I think that's the issue that I have with Deion followers is that we can all celebrate what he did well. I'll be the main one. I love the accountability Deion brings. I love the standard that he sets for his team and for the HBCU, that they don't think on a lower level. They think all that is good and all that's great. But there's still correction that needs to be had if you're doing something wrong or if you do something wrong. And I think that's the part people want to close their eyes about. They just want to see all the glitz and glamour, which are all great things. But when somebody does something wrong, or somebody needs to be, Deion needs to be held accountable as well, he should also be held accountable. And that's my only pushback when it comes to Deion.
I feel the same way you feel, but you can't blame that on Deion. You have to blame that on his followers. If his followers don't have enough sense, like you said, to look up what he's saying and make sure that what he's saying is accurate, just like what he said the other day about the Grambling fans, how they left. And he knows, I'm sure he knows now the truth of the matter, and he's not come back and said anything about it. But they have made some changes. There have been some things that, they have been saying it won't happen again. And my thing is, you eat the meat and spit out the bones.
I mean, that's what I get you. I get you, Miss Tracy. But listen, Mr. I appreciate the call. I feel so special that you will never call in, but you call into this show. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too, Miss Tracy. Thank you so much. I got an Aunt Tracy. That's why she's so sweet. Let me go 0093. Then I'm going to go 2182 after that. 0093, then 2182. Hey, 0083, you live.
Scotty, what's up, man?
What's goody?
Scotty, what's up, man? Appreciate you being on your show, bro.
No, man. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name Cato. I'm calling from Alabama.
Talk to me.
Hey, man, I don't say he's a coon. I don't think that, when people say what has he done for the HBCU, one thing it's just more exposure, dude. That's all it is. It's a lot of exposure from even knowing the other coaches that are in the HBCU as well. Now, does Deion have his flaws? Yeah, you pointed it out, Scotty. Now, one thing I can say, you do hold him accountable for anything that he says, and I respect that. You hold him to the fact. But he has brought different things. And for the young lady that was talking, saying, would he take a Power 5 job? You're right. He did interview for the Arkansas job at first before he came to Jackson State. And even if he didn't get the Jackson State job, his sons were already somewhere else. So if Georgia Tech offer him that money and get him that same gate open as Jackson State, Deion is gone. He's gone. He's going to go, and 9 out of 10, his kids going to transfer where they at. His kids will transfer. And if they don't, he's going to make sure they're straight. But I believe he will open that door. He will hold the Power 5 if they play the HBCUs to make sure that the teams that are playing the HBCUs, that these guys get paid. I think he'll do that. But I believe he's going to get that opportunity. Now, how he's going to do, we don't know until he get there. But has he made a dent in the SWAC? Yeah, he has. But we just have to see. But I think he's going to, if a door opens, he's going to take it.
And like I said, I wouldn't blame him. Listen, life is about opportunity. When you see opportunity, you take it. You know what I'm saying? There's too many times where, if you think about just like, let's say the app Uber, right? You see an empty space, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? That's an opportunity. Airbnb, you see an empty space, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? So with life, with life comes opportunity, and I wouldn't expect listen, if he decides to stay at HBCU, that's his right. If he decides to leave, that's his right. You know what I'm saying? It was his choice to come down here. God, like he said, God told him to come down here. If God told him he can leave, he can go. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot.
Let me ask you this here, Scotty. Say if he does say if he takes the job at Georgia Tech, do you believe that Deion will open the door for Willie Simmons? That, and I've heard, Willie deserves a shot. You know what I'm saying? Do you think a guy like Prime will open up a door for a guy like that? To say, hey, Nebraska, go get Willie Simmons. Hey, Arizona, go get Willie Simmons. Would you think he'll do that?
Now, I do think, listen, man, I think Deion is super loyal to who he's loyal to. Like, that's one thing, like talking to Deion and meeting Deion and like having discussions with him, like he is super loyal to who he rock with. If Deion rock with you, he rock with you the long way. You know what I'm saying? Because think about his staff. Half of the people on his staff is people he's known for 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't go out and get the hot shot guy, or I'm gonna get all my NFL pros, and that's not how Deion moved. Like Coach Hart was his head coach when he was in high school. You know, I mean, like not like when he was coaching in high school, it was his son's head coach. You know what I'm saying? He brought Coach Hart along. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a loyalty that Deion has. So I definitely think if you Deion's guy, you his boy, like he gonna try to put you on. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion of Deion. You know what I'm saying? For what I've seen and having conversations with him. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think you can see him doing that, or even maybe bringing a Willie Simmons on staff just to give him the experience so he can go off and do his own thing. Like, I do think that Deion's that type of guy. I really believe that. You know what I'm saying? If it's bringing on a Dancy, you know what I'm saying, on his staff and having him, you know, maybe as an analyst or something like that, and then having him go off to do his own thing at a PWI, you know, just to have it on his resume. I do believe Deion's that type of guy. I really do.
And last thing, Scott, and I agree with you, because now, say if he's at a Georgia Tech, he had the money. And the reason when people say not Georgia Tech or not Nebraska, let's just be 100. Nebraska or Georgia Tech has really not been relevant since the 90s. That's it. So they need a boost as well. And Deion would boost them. Whether the wins come or whatever, he will give them a boost to say Deion is at Georgia Tech or Deion is at Nebraska. He will give them a boost. And that's an all-star team if he can say, hey, Willie, I can give you this. I can pay you a little bit more than FAMU was giving you. Come be on my staff. Hey, Dance, and you know those are dogs that are ready to come, and they're going to give Deion, and they're going to be on that coach staff and give him everything you got, man. But I appreciate you, bro, for having me on, man.
Oh, no problem, man. Appreciate the call, bro.
All right.
All right, once again, if you're just joining us, we are talking about the discussions that was said by Uncorked Podcast. In the podcast, the guy called Deion a coon. I'm going to play the track for you guys so you guys can see that.
DJ, spin that shit.
He here to boost his resume and his family name. And Jackson State is just a vehicle to do that. Not just Jackson State, HBCUs, period. And I think we being sold out by Deion Sanders. And we look like real coons. I think 5 or 10 years from now when he's gone, we're going to look back on this like, damn, we were cooning.
All right, you can look at it one or two ways. You can look at it as Deion a coon, or you can look our HBCU fans. Ooh, that's a good one. Let me switch this up. Our HBCU fans cooning for Deion. Oh man, our HBCU. Ooh, wow, I like that. HBCU fans are coons or prime. I like that. Yeah. HBCU fans are HBCU. Fans, cool. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah. Switch it up on them. Yeah. All right. Who did I say? I think I said 2182 coming to you. 2182 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Yo, Scotty, what's up? Just Walt from Jackson, Mississippi, one of the Mississippi boys.
What's up, man? Hey, what's up, Walt? Talk to me.
Man, what up, man?
Let's get it.
Man, I've been sitting on here listening to this thing, man, and I'm listening to all these people talk all this stuff about Jackson, this, that, and the other. I listened to the dude that was talking about the coon stuff, man. These folks ain't from Jackson. They don't know nothing about what's going on down here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you talk about how Deion this, Deion that, Deion this. Okay, anybody, I don't care who they are. If they're going to try to better their life, they're going to better their life. Deion already got it like that, but he want to be a coach. This man done did the biggest thing there is. He done played baseball, he done played football at the highest level. Now he want to coach. He want to be great at that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if he want to be great at that and he know this is the way he got to go, we down here in Jackson, we know this. We already know this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all making all these narratives about we following Deion, this, that, and the other. We know this. When he came through the door, we knew that, hey, we wasn't going to have him for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But what we doing is, hey, just like he using us, we using him. We getting all the exposure that we can right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to talk about the water. Y'all want to talk about this, that, and the other. Y'all don't know what's going on in Jackson. I'm telling you, all this stuff right here, whether he leaves tomorrow, he done did enough for us to get on our feet and do what we got to do down here. You know what I'm saying? So everybody think we backwoods, this, that, and the other. Dude talk about we coons and this, that, and the other. We ain't no coons down here. We real people down here. You know me, Scotty.
No, I got you. No, you're a real one.
I'm a real nigga out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, I just don't understand why all these people got all these narratives. if you had your if you're trying to do better for yourself and you know this is the route you got to go, what you gonna do? You gonna do it.
You're gonna do it.
If he stays, he stays. If he don't, he don't. You see what I'm saying? You got to be. Everybody got to stop all this thinking. Folks be hating on Dion because he done came. People talk about they hating on him because he come down here and he done did this, he done did that. He ain't giving no money back. He ain't supposed to get no money back. We supposed to get out here and get it for ourselves. Just like he uses us, we got to use him. And that's what we doing down here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just don't get what all these folks talking about, man. You ain't from down here. You don't know what's going on down here. So, hey, you ought to be happy just like everybody else. He shined the limelight on all black people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, people talking about that. I seen in your chat, some people talking about how what was it? That people been getting folks in the transporter, been getting people to drop down all these years. Now it's being known. Okay, fine. He the one that came in, so everybody now benefits. Now, just because you ain't picking the right players, that's your fault as a coach. You know what I'm saying? That ain't Dion's fault. You got to take responsibility. Dion did what he had to do to make his team right. You got all these other players trying to come down and play with us. Okay, now you take the boys that's gonna do right for you and make it right for you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be hating. Don't be doing all that other stuff, talking about he doing this, he doing that, and that's bad for people. Ain't nobody else getting no players. They are getting players. They just don't know how to use them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just tired of everybody talking all that stuff about Jackson. You don't know what's going on down here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think we just following somebody? No, we got an agenda ourselves. We're trying to get ours too. So, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
No problem. Hey, I get you all. No, respect, bro. I appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, it's all good. And hey, if you got any questions about Jackson, ask somebody like me. Ask somebody, you know, that's real down here, that know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All these other folks, all they doing is just putting their little narratives in, putting their little feelings in. It ain't all about feelings, baby. You know what I'm saying? This real life. You got to get it the best way you know how. And if this the best way he know how to get it, then he gonna get it. You got to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
That's real.
And that's how a real nigga from Jackson talk and how they feel about it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I got, bro.
Hey, no problem, Walt. Appreciate the call as always.
All right, man.
All right, man. That is the Mississippi Tailgate, boys. The tailgate that I was at the Southern Heritage Classic. My guy, listen, him and his brother threw down. Him and his bro threw down. Oh, man, these call lines are filling up. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, question is, are HBCU fans coons for prime? Coons for prime. 3349 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live. Hey, Vic, you next. 3215, you next. Caller, you live. All right, you gone. 3215 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, Scotty, it's just not in Baltimore.
What's up, Just?
So, this whole thing about Deion Sanders being a coon. No, he's not being a coon. A coon is somebody who specifically harms black society. Indirectly or indirectly, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what a coon is. And the person that used that word, he's not really doing a disservice to it. He's doing a disservice to himself and that podcast by misinterpreting those words. Has Mr. Campbell come on yet?
Nah.
Okay. I'll be looking for his acumen in a minute. But no, he's not a coon. He's actually practicing what's called black self-respect by empowering younger men and the men around him to do better by themselves. Either graduating, going to the league, maintaining their academic acumen. He's maintaining black self-respect. I need y'all to get off this narrative that he's selling out somebody. If anything, who's the carpetbaggers are a few miles up the state from you. Lane Kiffin, who jumped from college to college, and Mike Leach, who locked a child in a locker room in a hot-ass summer in Texas. Y'all ain't got no smoke for that, but y'all got a smoke for a man that wants to do better for the HBCU landscape. So what if he stays for the short term? So what if he stays short? So what if he stays for the long term? And as far as him getting that Arkansas job, that shows that he got a lot of pull. Because who else went to Arkansas? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Don't worry,
Scotty, you know.
I don't know.
Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones.
Oh, yeah. They are boost. They are alumni.
Yeah,
they're alumni from Arkansas Razorbacks. Yeah. Good point.
So, yeah, if he gets, you know, the required experience here at Jackson, he'll just it's right up the street. It ain't no big issue, and I'd be glad to see him to create a witness protection program for Coach Danzy and Willie Simmons. So hopefully all the HBCU coaches can come in, do better, get some experience, and expand the playing field for the other coaches. And also the other NFL players that want to coach too. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, many others, they want to coach too. It's just they don't know where to look. So for them to get a bloodline, a blue blood to go and create a space for them, it's great. Black self-respect. Thank you, Scotty. I'm out.
No problem. Appreciate the call.
Yep.
Let me ask you guys a question, because he brought up and 9630 coming to you. Let me bring up a question for you guys. Is it right or wrong that since, okay, if coaches feel that PWIs are the standard, is it right or wrong for coaches, for ex-NFL players who have never coached, to use HBCUs as a resume builder to get a PWI job that they really want? Is that right or wrong? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's a tough one for me. Because if you bring in a Ray Lewis, if you bring in an Ed Reed, right? I don't know. This is all hypothetical. They stay for 4 years. They stay for 5 years. But if their ultimate goal is to be at a PWI, which they are probably willing to stay there 10 plus years, you know what I'm saying? Is it right or wrong for them to use HBCUs as a resume builder? 3349. No. I'm sorry. 9630 coming to you. 9630. They calling you live.
Hey, Scotty, man. Thank you for the show. It's Mr. Lindsay calling from South Carolina.
Talk to me.
I'm conflicted, Scotty. To me, it's kind of like crabs in a barrel, right? That's what we say about our people. It's like crabs in a barrel. In one hand, we always talk about all these people who are famous, Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James, everybody. We always ask our Black culture in the top 1% to invest in or come down to our HBCUs. So we have one that did it, right? Deion Sanders. But then when he brings his external points of views to HBCUs, it's coonery. I don't understand how we're asking people who have never been to a HBCU. I've never been to a HBCU. I only came on here because I found you after looking for Jackson State when I heard about Dion. So I've been rocking with you for a while now.
Appreciate it.
So I guess my question is if we want external wealthy Black people to come and invest in HBCUs, but then we don't like their point of views because it goes against tradition. We don't like their attitudes because it goes against what we see as our traditional HBCUs, but we still complaining about the money, but we like our traditional HBCUs. Then how do you get past that?
Damn, that's a good question.
Right? You want the external money, but you want them to play the same games that you've been playing for the last half century. Or let's just go back 20 years. I never heard of JSU. So now you bring in more exposure. And then my second question is, first of all, sorry for compounding it, but my second question is why the hell they ain't asking Hugh Jackson that? Why are they not saying that about Eddie George? Because Hugh Jackson came to HBCU because he couldn't get a job in the NFL. So what are we doing? And then we complain that we don't have enough black coaches at the Power 5, and then so we have more black coaches in the SWAC than any other conference, right, outside the MEAC, right?
Yeah.
We have more black coaches in the SWAC, and we sit up here and say we want them to penetrate these Power 5s. And then you denigrate somebody for possibly, we don't know, possibly could in the future do that. I guess I'm a little confused.
Man, now you preaching. Now I gotta give you full kudos. You preaching today.
You know, this coonery stuff, we like to throw that around, and we like the crabs in the barrel. All these people are sitting here on this line trying to discuss this right now on Offscript because somebody polarizing came to a HBCU and shined light on something that was a forgotten football art. I don't agree with Deion and some of the stuff he says, but sometimes you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You got to understand that my grandpa used to always say this, and I'm going to leave you with this, Scotty. When you settle for less than what you deserve, you get less than what you settled for.
Ooh, you got to run that back. Ooh, you got to run that back for the people in the back. They missed it. You got to run that back.
When you settle for less than what you deserve, you get less than what you settled for. And the problem is that they have been getting less than what they settled for because of this nepotism, this continually rinse, wash, repeat of sending coaches this. Let me ask you this. Didn't last season Coach Prime have a coach that he talked up and got a call from the NFL?
Oh, yeah. The black guy, young black guy.
So what the fuck are we doing? Is that foolery? Is that not lifting somebody up? Is that not elevating? We complain about how many black coaches we have in the SEC. We complain about how many black coaches we have in the ACC. We complain about how many we have in the Pac-12, Big Ten. We complain about how many we have in the Southern Conference, in the FCS. We complain about how many black coaches got black jobs in the NFL that is 75 to 80% black. And then we sit up here and complain when somebody is trying to elevate. You remember Coming to America, Scotty, and I'm going to leave you with this. I know I said I'm going to leave you with that, but I'm going to leave you this one. You remember Louis Armstrong came up to Eddie Murphy. He said, you see, I'm on lettuce. I'm washing lettuce. In 2 years, I make assistant manager. If you settle for this shit, you get shit. And I'm going to leave it alone. Thanks, Scotty.
Oh, man, no, great call. Thank you, Mr. Lindsay. I appreciate it. Ooh, man, listen. Mr. Lindsay preaching on that one. Man, listen, that boy was preaching. Love the call, Mr. Lindsay. Appreciate it. Love the dynamic. 462. Did somebody? I don't know if somebody from a member said something, but 4620 coming to you. And calling you live.
What up, Scotty? This Wake.
What's up, Wake?
All right, so here's scenarios. So one thing I'm hearing Deion, I've heard Deion say this a lot. Because he told making men, and I heard one interview, he said, my goal is to get players to the league. I heard him say it a lot.
Uh-huh.
And everybody assuming you're going to go to another coaching gig, this, and this. So I'm always trying to see another angle he could take. If you really want to get players to a league, if you want to get coaches opportunities or whatever, then I look back at when he had the XFL showcase at Jackson State.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, they look at this little partnership and what have you. So I'm thinking, okay, could that be a pipeline? So, okay, you come to HBCUs, we got this partnership with the XFL. You make it to the league, you get some better training, you get paid playing, but you might have a better chance to get to the NFL that route. Everybody's talking about the big money that the PWI can make. So I'm thinking, well, with his marketing endeavors, should he match the $6 or $7 million in sponsorship or marketing deals on his brand while he at Jackson State? When I look at LeBron, one of his homeboys he played with at St. V, who is now a big agent in the league, he brought him along. Could you create another scenario where Dion says, okay, we're going to be at these HBCUs, we're going to have XFL coming in, we're going to create a funnel to get these players better, we're going to create opportunity to get them improving on the pro level, get them a chance to the NFL, and let's say he becomes an agent for all these players coming through HBCU. There's always another alternative. There's always an opportunity to make money somewhere else. We're always looking for one route. I want to get players to the league. Can that be an opportunity?
No, that's absolutely an opportunity.
So we're always assuming it's one thing. We're living in a silo where we go from job to job to job. Well, somebody may work a job, learn from that company, and start their own based on what they learn from one company. So now you got Dion who said, okay, you come to all HBCUs. You can go get the 3 stars or 4 stars, the transfers, because you know you're going to have a better opportunity, an alternate route to get into the league.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to a PWI. So I'm just telling people, just look beyond just this one channel. It could be another route that he could take, and he can make money any kind of way because he is Dion. He don't need to go to PWI because of the $6 or $7 million deal. He can make that on other routes, Subway, Progressive, who name it. He can put some of his coaches on some of the commercials, give them a little extra bucks if he wanted to. It's there. So if he really want to put a brand on it, hey, look at another route. That's all I got.
No, that's fair. I appreciate the call. Wait.
All right. Peace.
All right. Let's see where we're going next. I got 4 callers left. Let's do 6105. Coming to you, 6105. Hey, caller, you.
Whoa, what's going on?
What's up?
How you doing, man?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey. My name is Ant, man. I'm calling from the street that's actually right off of the Veteran Memorial Stadium, which is West Street, Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, cool. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, so Scotty, so check this out, man. So Coach Sanders been getting a lot of backlash lately, and I don't agree with a lot of it because the way I look at it, Coach Prime had he had opportunities which he was seeking prior to him getting into the SWAC, and he was denied those chances, just as a lot of these young black athletes are when they're trying to get into HBCUs. So prior to me being such a big fan of Jackson State, I used to go to a lot of SEC games.
Okay.
And for me to see 4 and 5-star players, I had to travel 3, 4, 5 hours to do so. Now I can get in my vehicle or walk right down the street and enjoy the same type of atmosphere that I could in almost like an SEC environment. And that's huge for the city of Jackson. So I wanted to say that he's not just bringing a change to what's put in or displayed on the football field, but he's also bringing like big change. Let me tell you this. For example, I live in Jackson, right? So in Jackson, right off of the highway, the grass hadn't been cut for probably about 6 or 7 months. Anyone stayed in Jackson can tell you this. This is very much true. 3 days before the game, they had the grass cut. They had the water ready for most part. And everything else that they needed to have laid out, just because this man is bringing so much revenue to the city, they made sure it happened. So he is making a change for the community. And I just wanted to leave that there with y'all.
Let me ask you this, right? So okay. Because it's like this, right? When you're in, I'll give a good example. When you've been in a bad relationship and you get in a good relationship, you know what good looks like. You know what, how being treated right looks like. So when the inevitable happens and this divorce happens, how do you continue the city of Jackson to keep that love affair with doing what they're supposed to do? How does that's my thing. How do you guys keep this rolling that the city of Jackson feels complete or what's the word? they feel the force to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? To cut the grass, to do what's supposed to be done.
The same way LSU did when Coach Nick Saban left and went to Alabama. They didn't stop the show. The show kept going on. You see what I'm saying? So what you're saying is basically the foundation has been laid, and whoever else comes behind or wherever else the situation may be, they just have to keep it up. That's up to Ashley Robinson right there.
Okay. Because I look at it like this, right? I look at it like this. You know what right looks like now. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all know what right looks like. They can't hit you with the, oh, we don't do that, and oh, we have it. You're like, bull crap. We this happened this, and y'all did this, and we did this. So I just want to make sure, like, at the end of it all, that you guys keep your standard, or whatever the standard that is, or whatever standard you want it to be. I'm not saying that somebody can beat Deion, but you can hold your city accountable for what they have been doing and will continue to do.
Oh, most definitely. In a lot of positions, if you're playing the game of chess has pawns, it has knights, it has queens and king, right?
Yeah.
So everyone play the same position. So I don't expect everyone to hold the same level of pressure that Deion will hold when they say they need to get something taken care of. All I'm saying is, for the moment, you guys, while we got the guy in Jackson, Mississippi, let's just enjoy the environment. If he does choose to leave, that's A-okay. But while he was here, let's give a man the flowers while he's here instead of just giving it to him after he passes on. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel you. Appreciate the call, my boy.
Most definitely.
All right. Let's go. 8566 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
What's up, Scotty? This is Jay. What's up, Scotty? This is Jay Love, man. I'm calling you back. Well, I just moved to Dallas. What's going on?
What's goody?
Man, so this is what I'm going to say. Man, with black folks, bro, it's like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
That's facts.
I mean, Prime been literally like, he has saved HBCU football single-handedly. Like, I mean, half the people that call into your show probably never even stepped foot on an HBCU campus before. But now they calling and they inquiring about HBCU football because of this man. I feel like if he was the lead, it'd be partly because the black people that the people that involved in it kind of pushed him away. Instead of us saying positive things and uplifting what he's doing for us, we saying, how you gonna put Prime and Coon in the same sentence? When I heard that podcast come out, man, it just tripped me out. I just couldn't believe that they would even put him as much as he done for not just HBC, not just Jackson State, but HBCU football, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can you put him and Coon in the same sentence? You know what I'm saying? That's just mind blowing to me. But I'm going to address one more little thing, and I'm going to let you go because I didn't get a chance to get in on so many callers.
Go ahead.
I'm a diehard JSU fan, but right behind that, I'm a diehard Auburn fan. I was born in Mobile, Alabama. Auburn every year plays the hardest football schedule in the nation of America. Prime is all about his image, and he's all about his legacy. Now, if Prime leaves, we need to throw him a parade. All the HBCUs need to get together and thank him, literally.
That ain't happening. You know that ain't happening. Now, you know that ain't happening. Well, go ahead. You know that ain't happening.
But we need to, and I promise you we need to, but I know what Jack said. I know what we're going to do. We're just going to go get Eddie. We don't get Eddie from TSU, so we ain't tripping about it. But if he leaves, we really need to thank him for everything that he does. But this is what I got to say about him going to Auburn. Before, whenever we fired Gus and we brought in Brian Harsin was a coach at Boise State. He had never lost consecutive games in the 6 years that he was there. The first year that he came to Auburn, he lost 3 straight games. In 6 years, he had never lost back-to-back games. Now he looks like he's the worst coach in the NFL. If Prime gets up in his young college coaching career and goes to Auburn and plays the hardest football schedule in the nation and becomes a either average or below average coach, they're gonna say, "Oh man, that dude, he was just smart enough to coach HBCU football. He ain't good enough for this PWI stuff. Prime is smarter than that." This is what I feel is gonna happen. I truly feel that he's going to take Jackson State out of the SWAC and put us in the Pac-12.
Oh,
I don't think he's going to lose. I think he is right.
Stop. I was rolling.
No, that's what he's going to do.
Rolling with you until you said that foolishness. Bro, you can't even travel to California. Y'all Bama's don't even got the funds to get to Cali. What are you talking about?
He ain't gonna leave Jackson State. He's gonna take Jackson State to another level. If he want to coach in PWIs, it's gonna be with Jackson State.
Oh
He's gonna take us to the Pac-12.
You think that's better? You think taking Jackson State to the Pac-12 is better?
Yeah, but let me tell you why, Scott. Let me tell you why I feel that way. Because if he takes Jackson State to the Pac-12 and he loses, guess what? His image or his legacy, it ain't damaged.
How not?
Okay.
How not? How not?
Why not? Because he took something that was nothing and made it something.
How did you make it something when you're losing? You can't go to a new conference and lose and make it something. What sense does that make?
Let me ask you, how long do you think he's going to lose? How long do you think he's going to lose in the Pac-12?
A lot, because
the
he
team
don't
that
have
we got
the budget.
right now better than half of them in there.
A lot, because he don't have the budget to compete. A lot.
Right now, he don't. He got a lot. That's why he ain't finna leave. He got too much work to do. He got way too much work to do. Really, to be honest with you, the SWAC needs to put their head between their legs for the next about 5 to 6 years and kiss their butt goodbye. Because he ain't going nowhere. And if he leaves, it's all good. What he gonna do? He gonna pull JSU to the Pac-12. It's a dying conference. It got his name wrote all over it. It's perfect for us. It's perfect for him. But for him to take that AU job and go up there and try to, in his young career now, coaches, he's proven that he's a good coach in HBCU football. Brian Harsin was an amazing coach at Boise State. He looked like he's the worst coach in college football. He was an amazing coach at Boise State. He never lost consecutive games. I'm a diehard Auburn fan. If I ain't watching JSU, I'm watching Auburn. Man, I'm just that ain't it. That ain't the move. And the Georgia Tech and Arizona State, those are parallel moves. He just might as well just stay at Jackson State before he go there. Now,
I'm not even about to deal with that stupid stuff. It's a lateral move. It's a lateral 3-3. Y'all making this Jackson State job look a little too nice than what they think it is. 3349 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Oh yeah, hi Scotty.
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm from Jackson, but I live in New Jersey now. I'm familiar with the Jackson State program, so I worked up under Coach Gordon.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
And I've been listening to all this chatter, man. And, you guys realize that these Power 5 schools like Auburn, I don't think Dion it's a whole different ball game when you deal with these power schools, man. Too much money involved. And these people are looking for win. You got to win right now. And, if he did go to Auburn and he don't win, you know how that's going to work because they got rid of coaches before. They might win a national championship. They got Gene something won a national championship. They got rid of him.
Yeah.
They got rid of that guy Gus. They got rid of him. So you might be looking at 2-3 years. And for all the people, because this what really bothers me is that people, they don't know anything about the SWAC. The SWAC is very unique in the tradition. But the tradition, you can't win on tradition anymore. And you have to the games have changed now. And all these coaches want to win now. And when you win now, then you got to elevate yourself to the next level. I don't have no problem Dion go to a Power 5 school because he already set the foundation for Jackson State. And, because they say, you don't get up in the arms because the coach have to leave. He just, he's just doing what's best for him and his family.
Let me ask you this.
So, like no coach stays anymore. Eddie Robbins, Eddie Robbins was a hell of a coach. He was a hell of a speaker, too.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
You said the SWAC is unique. Can you expound on that? Like what, you've been around the SWAC for a long time. What makes the SWAC so unique in your opinion?
Because at that time you had all kind of great athletes who were coming in the SWAC. They were going to Grambling, Southern, Alcorn. You know, there was all that competing. It was like, 6 schools at the time before they expanded. There were those schools always competing for athletes. Like I say, I was there when we had 3 Hall of Fame: Jackie Slater, Walter Payton, Ralph Brazil. I knew all those guys. And those guys came up under Bob Hill. It wasn't Coach Gordon. It was Ralph Hill who wanted to put that program on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what makes it so neat. So now you got all these kids who going to all these schools like Mississippi State, Ole Miss, because they are, because back then when kids they couldn't no athletes, they couldn't win because they didn't have the black athletes. They were going because they were getting all money up on the table to a lot of these kids, and they were getting a lot of money to their family, getting them houses, cars, and you couldn't beat the SWAC couldn't compete with that anymore.
Yeah.
And so that was a different why all these guys were going to these Power Fly. They weren't going to do Power Fly because they wanted to go. They go there because they was getting their family was getting all the money. I've seen that happen. I can tell you about a recruit we had that come and went to his house, and the recruiter, it was so funny. We know he was going to go to Mississippi State or Ole Miss because what he told us, it was about the money. His mom was getting a house. And, they keep being the SWAC, they couldn't compete with that anymore. And so they weren't getting it to athletes like they used to. So that's what changed the thing. It changed the SEC. It was that because all of the money was going up under the table.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys were going to these Power 5 schools. Now, what Dion is trying to get back in, like I say, anybody can get to the NFL, the XFL, you just got to want it. And the NFL will find you if you're that good. But you got to, elevate your game higher now than what it used to be. Because the black athletes don't come to the school like they used to. And this guy making all this coming back Coon and stuff. What do you know about Coon? The man is doing good things at Jackson State. I don't have no problem with that. Because, he changed a lot of things. Hey, I seen the field. I saw it on TV. I ain't been to Jackson in a long time, but that's my hometown. But, but I seen what he done for that school.
Yes, sir.
I have not stepped on that school 20-some, 30 years or something. But I stopped following again because when Coach Gordon left the NFL, when Coach Gordon retired, I didn't look at it no more. I didn't follow Jackson State. I just started following. But when Cummins was there, I followed him a little bit. But after that, they had all these other coaches. I didn't know who they were, so I quit following Jackson State.
You said you didn't know who they were. You're like, I don't know these guys.
Because these guys, when they always need a coach, man. You need a coach to win, And they didn't have no coach not to win, It was like the laughing stock or something. But like I say, Scotty, this is crazy how these people. I don't hate on anyone, man. I want to see Grambling succeed. I want to see Southern succeed. I want to see all the schools succeed. I want the school play. I want to be competitive with each other.
Yes, sir.
I don't want, I just want to see who gonna be competitive with. That's what we had. We was always competitive with each other. We used to play on Thanksgiving Day with Alcorn. It was like a big thing. 60,000 people on Thanksgiving Day for Alcorn.
Yes, sir.
Because that's, to me, it's all about competitive. You line up, you got good athletes on both sides of the ball. But you don't have that now. You have good skilled players, but the trenches players you don't have.
Yes, sir.
But it's great, man, because, but the guy who's making a comment about Coons, man, what is this guy talking about, man? Ain't nobody know Coons. That's what the racist white people used to use, Coons, black people, Coons. That man had nothing to do with Coons. He's just doing things with the help HBCU. He elevated everybody else up. Everybody else elevated up. Hugh Jackson, everybody else, getting people in there. Just a great thing to do, man. You want everybody to win. You want everybody to bring that program up. You want everybody, the attendance come up. Jackson State always had attendance for black schools. But I want to see Grambling. Grambling's a great program, but their attendance don't be like that. They don't travel like that. Southern travel well. Alabama A&M travel well. Jackson State traveled well, but Grambling, I don't know why. They never did travel well when I was in school.
That's real.
And so, all he's doing is say, look, we need everybody in this. We need everybody. Everybody got to be on board. Everybody from Jackson, everybody from Southern, everybody from Grambling. But everybody wants to hate on Deion. I don't understand why, but Ain't nobody perfect. I'm not perfect. Dion's not perfect. You're not perfect. Hey, everybody make mistakes. But hey, you learn from your mistakes.
Facts. That's real. Yes, sir.
But everybody want, what Dion, everybody putting this hate on Jackson State. What? He's just trying to make everybody better. He's trying to get other. If you get in the NFL, you get in the Canadian League. Hey, he's doing anything to get some of these guys until these football, whatever the XNL starting up in January. He's trying to get guys to get into that. You just got fun. They still get paid.
Yep.
He just wants everybody in. Yeah, I saw the camp they had at Jackson State, right? All these guys here. And he didn't say Jackson State players. He said all your HBCUs come in. I want all you guys here. Show your talent. That's all it was all about. But the people want, they just want to be, Jackson State, hating on Jackson State. You don't hate on nobody. You elevate everybody up. But we had competition with all the other schools out there. Like I said, I worked for Coach Gordon and Coach Hill. But when we had all these schools, it was competitive. You believe it. The swag was very competitive. And you had to bring your A game that day, else you're going to lose. That's right. Like I say, but now, the games have changed, and the coaches are not going to stay 10, 15 years. Hey, you stay 4 years, that's great. If he decided to leave in 3, hey, that's great too. But what he did a lot for the program. New football field, new locker room. Hey, you can't beat hey, that's something. And, then you gotta have your AD on board. He got a good AD, guys from Prairie View or whatever. And you gotta have your president. Everybody gotta be on board for this. And that's what makes a football team.
Absolutely.
If your president ain't on board and everybody's going a different direction, you're not gonna. That's what the problem was with Jackson State. They have no coaching, man, because they had too many things.
No, I appreciate it.
So Scotty, you're doing a good job, man. I'm glad you were down there, Jackson. I've been there a while, but that's my hometown. I'm from Jackson State. And, to everybody in Jackson, I say hi.
Yes,
I'm living in Jersey.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the call.
So, Scotty, enjoy. So what do you think, Scotty? Do you believe anything I said?
No, I mean, I think, listen, you have a perspective that a lot of people don't have because you've seen it in the golden era, and you've seen how it's, you've seen how HBCU football has diminished over the time because of pay for play. You know what I'm saying? And now you see the resurgence from Deion. So, I mean, in your mind and in your mindset, it's just like, hey, whatever it takes to get back to what we were, you're forward. And plus, Deion isn't doing anything egregious. You know what I'm saying? He's just bringing a spotlight to it. So you got to respect it. But I appreciate the call, though. Thank you so much. All right. So these are my last 4 callers: 6105-5119-2723 and anonymous. Before I get back to the call lines, I want to say, listen, the Black Football College Game Day. All right, coming tomorrow on HBCU. Download it. All right, tomorrow at 11 is me, BJ Jones, Kofi Hemingway. We will be live at the Morehouse and Savannah State game. All right, we will be breaking down all the Saturday games from the SWAC, MEAC, and a little bit of the SIAC. All right, so you can check that. It will be listen to me. It will be exclusively on the app, not on my YouTube. Do not text me and DM me, Scotty. I don't see it on the YouTube. It won't be there. Okay, it's not. You have to download the app on Apple and Android on your Roku Fire Stick. Download this app, type that name in, tune in tomorrow at 11, and we will be having a Black College Football Game Day live at Morehouse in Savannah State. So we'll be at Morehouse. So if you're in the Atlanta area, you want to come on down, say what's up to me, BJ Jones, Kofi Hemingway, you can come in and say it, all right? It's going to be a live production. We're going to have great cameras, great environment, and we're going to be talking some football, all right? So make sure you tune into that. Tomorrow, our own version of Black College Game Day. This is my baby. This is my show, powered by SUV TV. That's the guy who shot the Florida Memorial game, all right? Just want to give y'all that heads up. Y'all can check that out. It is also on their website, absolutely. All right, absolutely. All right, so let's go. We're going to go. Mr. Nash, coming to you, Mr. Nash.
Hey Scott, how you doing?
What's
I'm
up?
still trying to pick myself up off the floor when that guy talking about Jackson State going to a Power 5, because I know you almost fell at the chair too.
Man, he over here
But Scott,
smoking something crazy.
Scott, first, Coach Sanders is not a coon. That he's not. Coach Sanders has made it clear that he wants to coach at a Power 5 school. He interviewed for Arkansas and TCU, so that tells me he wants to coach. He just had to prove himself, and he's using Jackson State to prove himself. I have no problem with that. Coach Sanders is only making $300,000 base pay in the SWAC. Now, if he signed with a Power 5 school, he can be making $5 million or more. So that's a big difference. We all trying to improve ourselves.
Yeah.
So he'll be crazy not to take that. Coach Sanders, and if you sign with a Power 5 school, Scott, he could do more for HBCUs. He can actually play HBCU schools and give them $1 million. But what I'm afraid of, if you sign with a Power 5 school, we're going to lose some head coaches out of the SWAC. I believe he's going to bring some of them head coaches with him. And which will give them opportunity. Coach Sanders had a pro count for the HBCU schools. So he has done a lot for us. And one thing I like about your show, Scotty, you do hold Coach Sanders accountable. But JSU players, they get upset because you hold them accountable. And what we should be doing, Scott, is praising you, because your show has really brought a lot of attention to HBCU schools, especially SWAC. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nash. Thank you, sir.
Hey, good show, man. Keep it up. And if you're going to comment on anything I said, Scott, I appreciate it. But I just appreciate you taking the time out to hear me out, man. You're doing an outstanding job. I really enjoy your show. Even sometimes I can't call in. I got my friends listening to your show, man. It's like your show is like at the barbershop. And that's good.
I try to keep it fluid. All right. Appreciate the call, Mr. Nash, as always.
All right.
All right, peace. Listen, let me say something. I saw something. Here you go. Let me see. That's not okay. Marcus Rose. All right. Listen, man, it's nothing. It does me no better joy than call Bama's out. What they say? DJ, spit that shit. It does me no better to call your dumb ass out. All right. Listen, my allegiance and my signature with HBCU League Pass has nothing to do with nothing, because I was the same Bama who called them out by putting a white person on a promotion that says HBCU League. That doesn't make any sense to me. The reason I don't like HBCU Go is they're sharecropping the SWAC. They're just too stupid to see it. All right? To sell all your rights to all your sports for $1 million per school, you're dumb. You're dumb as hell. Okay? That's why I have a problem with HBCU Go. If HBCU Go threw the bag at the SWAC for their value, then I would be like, hell yeah, HBCU Go, get that bag. But nah, that's not what they did it, Marcus Rose. Okay? So before you start speaking, know the reasons, okay? Know your reasons. All right, let me go. A.T. Roy, coming to you. What's up? Talk to me.
What up, Scotty?
What's goody?
No, man, been a while, man.
It has. I mean, y'all been losing. 0-4.
Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna disagree with you on that 100%.
You can't disagree
yeah, man.
with me.
Hey, listen, we had to go back to the lab.
You can't disagree with me. You're 0-4. There's no disagreeing with 0-4. You guys are trash.
Oh, we 0-3. We 0-3, not 0-4. But hey, listen, I call for this reason. As far as I'm concerned, the reality is that sometimes the people are wrong about what's going on with Dion, and sometimes Dion is wrong about what's going on with HBCU football.
That's fair.
And yeah, what I'll say there, I'll give two examples. The Dion being wrong. Early on, Dion said that HBCUs didn't recruit 4, 5, and maybe even 3 stars. And that absolutely was not the case. We just can't or wouldn't do it in large part because they're hard to get. And so it just wasn't true. The people he talked to didn't get recruited, but that didn't mean people weren't being recruited. Matter of fact, we A&T had a 5-star in Greensboro who had us in his top 4. So that was wrong on Deion's part. Now, the people, I believe, are wrong in saying that Deion is cooning. Not the cooning part, but using JSU. Man, that happens all over the place. Come on. Matter of fact, Deion didn't start at JSU. Guess where he started? In high school. You know?
Yeah.
The coach, I forget his name, the coach that coached Ohio State a few years ago, he started in FCS, moved up to Ohio State. So there's nothing new, man. You can't put that on Deion being a bad thing. Matter of fact, most of the people who make that argument, I can almost guarantee you they would do the same kind of
absolutely
thing. Move to where they want to go.
That's fair.
So
fair.
Man. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say, man. Sometimes we wrong. Well, I'm never wrong, but sometimes the people are wrong, and sometimes Deion is wrong, and that's what I think about this whole thing.
And A&T is wrong because they suck. A&T is wrong because y'all suck.
Listen, I don't know. You haven't been paying attention to this running game where my man ran over 100 yards against North Dakota State and Duke, and not just in the second half. He was breaking runs in the first half. Once we figure our quarterback out, we're gonna make them know.
And it still sucks.
Hey, and it's gonna start tomorrow. You should have come up to Greensboro, to Aggieland to see this game tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, man.
Hey, not worth my time. Not worth my time. Okay, AB, put that on. AB, put it on. Sorry, JB, I got 2 callers left. You called in too late, my boy. Go ahead and hang up. All right, I'm taking these last 2 callers. 6105. Hey, caller, you live.
All right, what's going on? Hey, this is your boy Ant from West Street. I had to come back because I forgot the main statement that I wanted to make on the first go round.
Talk to me, Ant.
All right, yeah. So it goes on all the time. People using people, man. And if you think about it, you know, as a college student, people become interns to get the job that they want all the time. Let me get a gunshot.
How you gonna tell me to get a? You talk your point. I will give you a gunshot when it needs to be given.
Look, here's another one though, Scott. Here's another one though. Real talk. Here's another one. So if you want to look into the impact that he has made, everyone that's listening to this, go to YouTube and then go to JSU versus FAMU highlights. And then if you want to look at the most impactful game that has happened in college this year, if you want to disagree or agree, it would happen to be Alabama versus Texas. Tell me which one has more views and tell me when the HBCU has done something like that. And then y'all get back to me.
There you get a gunshot. Okay, that's when you get a gunshot. Don't be telling me when to give a gunshot. This ain't how it works. All right, but now I appreciate the call, bro.
Yeah.
Talk about give me a gunshot. What are we doing? What are we doing? You don't do that. You don't do that. It's like asking your guy to send you flowers. Did he do it because did he do it because he wanted to give you flowers, or did he give you flowers because you told him to? Do you want a bomb because I felt you deserve a bomb, or do you want a bomb because you told me to give you a bomb, so I gave you a bomb? It's a difference. It's a difference. Okay. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, what's up, Scotty? It's Musa.
What's up, Musa?
Yeah, man, you always got me going last, man.
Cause you be anonymous. I don't like people who anonymous be trying to call in, bro. I don't know what that is.
What'd you say? You cut off.
I said because you be calling anonymous, and I'm like, who's anonymous? Like, I get a couple guys I don't really be knowing. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna have them Bamas go last. They want to be anonymous, so I'm anonymously leave you anonymously.
I figured that. I was like, he probably looking out. I might think I'm a bill collector or something.
Facts.
But let me start off with my man's on the YouTube. I don't know if that was YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
But I had this feeling like ever since these I guess you can call them like social injustices, you hear a lot of words get thrown around. And myself, I'm like a pro-black guy, so I always been like researching and on videos before it became like the trendy thing. So people throw around these terms, they really don't even know what it means. Like basically what a coon is somebody that just sells out their people to make a come up for themselves. They don't have no alliance, no loyalty, anything like that. So that completely disregards what that guy was describing. Like, if anything, he actually would be the cool like in that situation. So it's almost like in reverse, because Deion has always been for the culture at a high level. Like everywhere he's went, he's never really backpedaled or changed his tune. He's always been himself and tried to be the, I guess you could say, like the mentor or the leader for the young guys behind him. So that doesn't even apply to me. The other thing I was gonna say is, even me being a Grambling fan, like, you cannot deny the impact that this dude has made, and it's only been 2 years. Like, he just getting settled for real into his position. Like, now he's pretty much comfortable in his position. So I don't see how you can say that he didn't make any change. No, me personally, I would love to see him do like a tenure. Like, if he could stay like 10 years, that would be lovely. I don't know if he's gonna do that, but I think he is gonna stay for a little bit longer because he's trying to, like, I don't think his vision, and this is just me speculating, I don't think his aim is to just jump at the first lucrative job, because he could have did that probably at the end of last year. So I don't think that's his. I think he is trying to actually see JSU or the SWAC as a whole rise to a certain level and then possibly go off. But I don't really think he's aiming at Power 5. I think he's probably filling out offers, but I don't see that as his vision. Oh, and what I was going to say, if he was leaving, somebody brought up a good point, and I didn't think about this. Say if he was to go to Auburn, which I don't think, but if he did, it would kind of be cool, because it would kind of build like a pipeline through him. Because what I see him as right now is kind of like Nick Saban or what's my man at the Patriots, Belichick. Before they were successful at that level, they were kind of building like a coaching tree. The same thing with Andy Reid, where it's like now all the people he's kind of coming in contact with that working for him, he's kind of like building a tree. So like maybe 10 years from now, you're going to see it play out. If it goes the right way, you'll say like, oh, all these dudes were underneath his tree and they got like better opportunities from him. So that's actually a play if he did take a Power 5 job and then, kind of brought people along with him. So that's another answer too. But I got a question though. We talking about him using the SWAC or HBCU football and going to a higher level. Can I ask you, Scotty, are you using HBCU football? Are you going to leave us next year after this season and try to get a job at ESPN?
I know I said, when I got my, I was going to stay in the hood. I said, I would never leave the hood. But when I get that check, I'm going to be gone. When I get that check,
right.
I'm going to be gone. I'm trying to tell you, listen. I'm gonna put listen, listen. It ain't no shame in my game. You better hear what I'm talking about. If ESPN come calling me, talking about some, 4-5 mil per year, I'm gone. Listen, I'm gonna be right there next to Malika Andrews. And yes, Malika, yes. And we're going live to the NFL Network right now. What? Well, I'm gone.
So you mean to tell me that we're gonna come on here looking for the you and Kofi show, and is this gonna say 404 era, the HBCU flag? Is this gonna be an empty chair with lights in the background?
It's gonna be the
dinosaur. That's how you gonna leave us? That's what you said?
Like when the dinosaur, when you get no internet, the dinosaur pop up. That's what it's exactly going. It's gonna be like no internet. No internet. Nah. Let me be real, because I know a lot of people, and I know Smash. I'm not getting to you, Smash. I told JB I wasn't taking no other callers. I'm not taking no other callers. It wouldn't be fair. So go ahead and hang up, Smash. But no, it's funny when I first got into the scene, Smash asked me like, Scotty, if Deion leaves, are you gonna leave? Like, are you gonna follow Deion and keep the thing going? I said at first I said I didn't know, but now to me I feel like I have my own. I got my boy, you stupid. I have my own lane. You know what I'm saying? Like the lane that I've built, you see the influence in YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that to me is like, I feel like if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm the godfather of the new age of HBCU sports and commentary. You know what I'm saying? Because I brought it in, I started it, live shows, all this. You know what I'm saying? Watch parties and all that. And then I like seeing, I like seeing the younger, the new people, the new crowd, take a hold of it and they do what they do or they find they're interested in it as well. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we all do our own thing. But it's cool to be the first. Yeah, you know I'm saying I think that's the dope part of what it is, and just to keep riding my own wave. You know what I'm saying? Keep riding my own wave.
Well, all right. This is the last thing I'm gonna punch out.
Yeah.
I know, and I know you more of like a pest. I ain't gonna say pessimist, but you like the always call you the anti. It's not like the villain, but it's like it's like the hero, and then it's
antagonist. The antagonist.
Antagonist. There you go. That's always what I call.
I ain't a college graduate, but your boy's smart. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You good? All right. So, look, this might be a pipe dream, but it bugs me just in America in general, right? Why is the standard always attached to something that's I'll say majority white owned or majority white ran? Like, why does that always have to be the standard? Like, why can't the standard just be the standard? Like, and I get that, like, I'm in banking, so like the standard is usually JP Morgan, right? So that's old money. I get that. But why do we not dream or like feel like that we can't be the standard? Like, and I hate, like, I'm gonna just say this. I hate when people say stuff like the black Beatles, or he's the black. No, nigga, that's Harvard is the white Howard. That's how I feel. I'm always like, nah, don't tag me on to, because we the original anyway. So I hate when people do that. Like, don't call me the black nobody. I don't call you the black. What's that dude on ESPN? The Rosen, the bald head dude. People tend to say that. What's his name?
Hey, look,
ESPN guy.
Look who in the building, my boy Kof.
He look mad different, yo. Yo, he look mad different. Yo, he actually looks like the avatar that be on your logo, yo. That's crazy.
That's him. That's Kof. But no, you know what's funny that you brought that up is because I literally was having a conversation with a subscriber earlier today about how we as black people correlate everything to white to being right? So if you move out to the suburbs, it's like, oh, you want to be with white people. No, I want a better environment.
No, he just want to live in a big ass house.
I want to live in a better place. You know what I'm saying? Why do being in the hood have to consider being black? Why do I have to live in a bad place to be considered black?
I can't stand that.
You know what I'm saying? Like it kills me. And it's funny that you brought the ESPN thing up. Like the thing for me, and this is the thing I preach to the SWAC is, if ESPN came to me and was like, yo, Scotty, we want you. Well, why do you want me? Because I built my own. You get what I'm saying? I've built my own. You see the influence that I have. So you're like, we want you. Okay. Well, now you're going to have to pay for that because I can always go back to doing what I've been doing, or you wouldn't have came and got me. And that's the thing with the SWAC that I keep trying to push is that if you never have anything of your own, there's no leverage. So you can't tell ESPN kick rocks because I got my own thing going on over here. It might not make as much money as what you're doing, but I have my own freedom. I have my own independence. That's my issue with, with black media and things like that. Like we try to say, oh, like the HBCU Live thing that I'm doing with Kofi and BJ. Well, the reason I thought of that is because we have our own narrative. We have our own. We got the CIAA, we got the SIAC, we got NAIA, we got the MEAC and the SWAC. That's over 5 to 6 conferences with their own football. You can include Hampton and North Carolina A&T. Why do we have to wait till college game day to come to our school? That doesn't make any sense.
You got to change your own.
You got 6 conferences, and you got 2 people in Division II right now that's undefeated, or 3 schools in Division II that's undefeated: Benedict, Fort Valley, and Virginia Union. You have that, and then you have your own narratives with Grambling and Jack. Why wasn't college game day at Jackson State and Grambling? You know what I'm saying? Like, if Alabama State and Jackson State come to those games undefeated or with a great record, why can't college game day be there? Because it's ESPN pushing the narrative. Well, we have our own store. You have our own store. We have our own lane. So why not build our own version of it?
Like, why do we have to wait for the majority white institutions to invest in us or to support?
Absolutely, because think about this, right? If when I watch College Game Day, and I'm not gonna lie, I've watched College Game Day. Everybody's watched Lee Corso with that mascot. Okay, let's. I'll be lying if I say I never watched it, but we watch it, right? I see them bring up them white tailgaters and they bring up the little banana pudding in a cup and the little roasted turkey. I want to see some real tailgating food from black people. Big Mama bringing up some tailgating food. Scotty, BJ, Coke, we done made this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We got mac and cheese. We got the collard greens. We got turkey necks. I want to see that on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, we have our own culture. You know, we have our own stuff. And the funny thing is everything that we do, we make it cool. The only thing that I have with black people, and I have to be 100% real because, you know, I keep it a buck. The only issue is we don't support like whites. Now, them white people, it'll be thousands of white people behind College Game Day going crazy. You know what I'm saying? But would black people be like that for our own stuff? Now, if College Game Day, if First Take, if Undisputed came to Jackson State and Grambling, it would be pandemonium. But if we're trying to build something of our own, would we have the same support? Will we have the same showing? And that's the issue with blacks, is that we look at our own stuff as like, it's not First Take. It's not College.
I feel like it's my bad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I got kind of a delay, but I feel like it's because we get too much into that brother, sister, too comfortable lane. Like even here, like, all right, I've seen you come up, and I actually, the funny thing is I try to support people when they come up more, and then some days I'll take time off, like, all right, because I know you bubbling now, so it's like, but that's the thing is, people get too comfortable and they don't appreciate its value. Like sometimes when it's too close, like 6 degrees of separation, I think the term is, when you get like people look at you like, oh, that's just Scotty. But if ESPN did call you up and you did a show and you were traveling to black campuses, like you got to respect the come up, like, for people. Like, you can't try to treat it as like some backdoor stuff. Like, give it, I don't know. That's just the thing with me. I just see, because what I see, I'm telling you in the business, I see it all the time. It's like people don't feel like it's worth value until it's like an institution that's majority white, or it's like somebody that's super famous to like appreciate it. And I'm like, it doesn't have to take it that. Like, it should have took for a Deion for us to start supporting our HBCUs. Like, that just don't even make sense. That's fair. Our ancestors died for this stuff. So that's fair. No, that's how, and people with history, that's how we forced to learn about these evil people from thousands of years ago, because their descendants forced it to continue to be talked about. When you try to erase people's history, is when you stop talking about it, when you forget about it. Like, we're just not, I don't think we're good at institution building as our ancestors was, like in the 40s. Like, we don't buy in until we see like, oh, now it's cool. Now I can support it. It's like, no, we should be doing that all along. So I don't know. That's just a pet peeve of mine.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call, Musa. Man, Mama Body, boy, I was blowing your phone up. I was like, I know you not about to drop no hot news in my chat, and you ain't text me first. Andrew getting into the transfer portal. She said her older son did it. She said disregard. Boy, I was about to say, I know Mama Body didn't do me like that. I know Mama Body ain't do me like that. Smash, since you waited, I'm gonna give you this. It better be short, Smash. I swear for God, it better be short. Smash. All right, cool. He ain't there. I'm hanging up. All right. Hey, guys, listen. Once again, tomorrow, 11 Eastern, HBCU Live will be a debut. It's our pilot episode. You can watch this live on HBC. He said, whoop, that was short. You can watch it live on HBCU League Pass. Go ahead and download the app tonight. Okay? I know we as black people, we forget. We get caught up in some stuff. You're watching me right now. Go ahead and download the app right now. I'll wait. Don't worry, I'll wait. I will. Okay, I'll wait. I ain't got nothing but time. Okay, ain't got nothing but time. So go ahead and download the app. All right. Make sure you get that done. Tune in tomorrow, 11 Eastern. Watch the debut show of HBCU Live. Add the link. Bro, take your lazy ass to Apple or Android and download it. What are we we talking? Like, this is black people. I'm walking you through it verbally. Listen to me, Ryan Powell. Okay. HBCU League Pass. Go to Apple. Go to Android. You're lying. My girl putting in you lucky Akila putting in the chat, boy, because I was about to get with you. I was about to get with you. All right. I was about to get with you. You know what I'm saying? Talking about I can't find it. Hey, what you mean you can't find it? It's in the Apple Store. Come on, man. You can't spell HBCU League Pass. Plus, stop it, sir. And I got the app. Come stop it. You can Google. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going left. Anyway, back to professional. Back to being professional. So please, tomorrow, tune in to the debut of HBCU Live at 11 Eastern. Okay. I try not to take it there. You know, I'm trying to be all woosah. All right. So don't miss that. We'll be giving you all the insight for the games and things like that. Once again, it's a debut show. It's a pilot. Bear with us. Okay. Please bear with us. I love the critiques. You know, I always love some good criticism. All right. So tell us what we could have done better. You know what I'm saying? When you do watch, all right, you can come on the show. You can text me. You can text this number right here and tell me what we can do to do better. All right. This number right up the top. When you're watching it, you can text me right there live and be like, hey, Scotty, the sound's bad, or this is good, or this. We love all the critiques, okay? Tell us what we can do better. Tell us what we did well, all right? So we appreciate that. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.